Go, Green Ranger, go!
Go! White Ranger Tiger Power! White Ranger Tiger Power! White Ranger Tiger Power! White Ranger Tiger Power! Tiger Power! Tiger Power! Now, did you have that shit on cassette?
No, I didn't.
I had that shit on cassette, nigga!
You know the guy who made that entire soundtrack did a remastered version in 2013?
What?
Yeah, and released it on iTunes.
Why? Didn't it sound fine?
He just had better equipment now. He's like, I'm just gonna make it crisper, and he did. And it was cool. And I bought it.
Dude, someone posted 4 White Ranger emos. CM398.
Yeah!
That's fucking ill, dude. He's the Toku boy. He's the one with the, remember that name. That's the Toku.
I know
name.
CM398. We talk in the chat. Today's episode of I Am Games is brought to you by Pepsi Zero Sugar. Pepsi Zero.
I'm noticing that this laptop you want to sell me is missing one of its pads on the bottom. Do I get discount?
If you want $98 instead of $100, that's fine. Spend.
Oh, look at all these fucking Power Rangers faces he's got.
This is pretty dope. Green Ranger is my boy for life. Do you know that I have a replica of the Dragon Dagger? Like, a straight up, like, collectible item? It's at the house.
I don't remember this dagger. It's been too long.
Do you remember when he summons the dragon sword? It's like the flute thing.
I do remember the flute.
That is a dagger.
Because I think I've seen pictures of it since.
I got that.
Like, Power Rangers was my obsession when I was literally 3. So like I remember
like 5.
very little of it.
Did you go to watch it recently? It aged.
Oh, it aged very badly.
It aged great.
I saw like one episode of Power Rangers on TV, and what struck me the most is how bad the sets are.
Yes.
I didn't like as a kid. I never would have perceived it as being a set at all.
Me either.
And like watching it as an adult, I was just like, "What the?" It was an episode where like fucking Billy had built like a one of those like teleport. It was like the Fly parody, where like he built a teleporter and or whatever. And like the set that it was all on was fucking abysmal. And I was just like, wow, I didn't realize how bad this show was.
You probably never did, and I never watched it either. I just found out about it online. They did a re-release of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with like Batman 60s style like pow and like effects that were over the show.
Why?
I don't know. It was really awful.
Facts. White Ranger's suit was actually from a different show in Japan.
Yep. It was from the show that came after Zero Ranger.
I think I heard about that.
They spliced all that. And the weird thing is, like, you ever notice, you probably didn't, like, the White Ranger, when he becomes a White Ranger, his personality changes a little bit. He becomes more, like, goofy and over the top as the White Ranger. When as before, like, as Green Ranger, he's very, like, emo and, like, kind of, like, not.
Only as you were saying that did I remember that the Green Ranger becomes the White Ranger.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's been a long time since I've been tasked to really think about Power Rangers.
The original Zero Ranger, the Green Ranger and the Red Ranger are brothers.
Okay.
And so there's like this like brother rivalry, like trying to kill each other kind of thing going on in that. But the White Ranger from the Sentai show is actually a little kid who turns into a Power Ranger.
Oh.
So when they dub the footage, like all of a sudden he goes from like this like normal kind of like guy to like this goofy over the top dude because they have the dub over footage of a kid as a Power Ranger.
I think I was too young to notice that.
I didn't notice it as a kid either, but it's very
my mom told me one time that like when she first saw Power Rangers, she said, "Oh God, this is so terrible. I hope Conrad doesn't get into this." And then I did, but she was willing to accept it only because the music was badass. Because, you know, my mom's big into heavy metal and shit.
Dude,
so,
the music
like,
was so good.
We would listen to that fucking cassette tape all the time.
Alright, we are continuing.
That was probably the first, like, music purchased in my family for my sake. Like, probably went Power Rangers, then the Pokemon cassettes for the movies. And
Did you ever have the actual Pokemon cassette? Like, it wasn't tied
for
to
the TV
movies?
show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that one.
That was some good shit.
That one had... to be a master, hey, Pokemon master. Now we'll be writing a brand new chapter.
Pokeball, go, go!
Ooh,
I have got to be the one, the only one who can withstand the test and be the best of. I don't remember all the words.
We don't have the camera today because no reason.
Yeah.
You know how it is. You know how I Am Games is.
No camera.
No. Oh, hi, Mark.
I was supposed to show my camera.
I'm sorry, Mark.
I finally fully recovered. I can take the band-aids off.
Oh, well, unfortunately, the camera's dead. We literally don't know why. Oh, you're watching I Am Games, the least on-brand stream on Twitch.tv.
We are sponsored by Pepsi Zero Sugar, which tastes exactly like Diet Pepsi.
Oh, yeah?
I looked at the ingredients. It's just that instead of aspartame coming before phosphoric acid, it's just the other way around. Everything else is identical.
Well, what the hell's the difference?
There's a little bit more phosphoric acid and a little bit less aspartame because ingredients are in.
So there still is
That's
aspartame.
just their answer to Coke Zero, with like there is syrup and Coke Zero's
Probably.
proportion.
I mean, all it says is zero sugar, but Diet Pepsi already has zero sugar.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
but the
just
same thing
Coke
with Diet
Zero.
Coke. There's Diet Coke and Coke Zero Sugar.
What the fuck is the point?
I honestly, it's one of life's great
Alright,
mysteries.
I'm gonna look it up.
I bought this literally because I thought the
Oh
black can
shit,
looked
we didn't
cooler.
change our fucking goddamn information.
You niggers.
It didn't pop up.
That's because the new shit is gay. Did it pop up for you last time?
It did.
Why? Why is it so
I wonder if I can
inconsistent?
watch ads again.
Why does literally nothing make sense at all?
God. If only I knew. If I knew, it would make sense, and then it wouldn't be a problem.
I've noticed that there are tags. English RPG Stealth Open World.
For this game?
That's just what the tags say. I don't know if that started because of the game or what, but there's just a tag section and that's what's in there. I never typed that. Did you type that?
I didn't know there were tags.
I didn't know either.
God, Twitch is a mystery.
Fucking
Someone needs to
Zoomer
educate
shit.
us for real.
Fucking real Zoomer shit.
There's like a 7-hour video on YouTube that explains everything, and someday I'll watch it.
Can I watch more ads, or since it fucking... Yeah, more ads.
Hot take, Pokemon anime songs are shit. You are full of fuck. Okay, let me respond to that with,
of Pokemon are you?
how do you do the things you do? Share with me your secrets deep inside. What kind of Pokemon are you? Are you loyal through and through? And do you have a heart that's true? What kind of Pokemon are you? Yeah. Don't you bug me with a Caterpie, 4 flying types, the wins easy. Good luck with muck and its poison gas. Make one wrong move and it'll kick your grass.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like, right?
That's pretty much it. You're on point.
I wonder if I'll have
Pokeball cow! Cow! Woo! What was that, Mark?
I wonder if I'll get 100 bits. I have 52 bits right now.
What?
I have faith in your abilities. With tits like that, you can't lose.
I'm trying to think of another song. You had Together forever, no matter how long, from now until the end of time. Remember that one?
I do.
We'll be together, and you can be sure that forever and a day, that's how long we'll stay together and forever. That's my like Claudio Sanchez-ized version of the song.
Alright, we got a new party member. We got
This
Guy.
is the high octane singing I was looking for. That song literally made me 7 years old again. Hell yeah. You've been such a good friend. I've known you since you don't know when. We had lots of friends, good thing. Come and go.
Oh man, keep those bits safe, Mark.
Oh, I have to download Angry Birds too.
What's another song for the fucking Pokemon soundtrack? I'm trying to. I know there's one I'm like trying to. You got. Oh, been friends along the way.
We're on the road.
We're on the road to Meridian City. I don't remember remember any other words to that song.
Now here's the plan. We're gonna head down to the forest.
Oh my god.
Time to collect some Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
I can't. I know I knew that song at some point, and I still can't believe it's real. Like, Jesus Christ.
Hell yeah, dude. I think I'm going the right
I'm so
Oh.
excited to give Iron Games $1.
Sonic
It's
says,
diver.
I feel old now. Thank you, Digi.
Don't
Which
we
Pokemon show or movie were you talking about last stream? I don't remember.
The new movie, right?
Oh yeah, we are planning to do Let's Go Eevee tomorrow.
Yes.
This is happening. I decided we should do Eevee because, you know, everybody knows Pikachu. People are going to be wanting to see Eevee.
Eevee is the easy mode, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's easier?
Yeah.
What? That makes no sense.
Because-
well, I guess because
Pikachu
you could...
gets walled against rock.
Well, the Eevee, the thing is, like, the Pikachu and Eevee you get in the game apparently are totally, like, OP. And, like, Eevee learns a move for every type that its evolutions get. Because you can't evolve the Eevee or the Pikachu in the game. They have
What
to
the
stay their
fuck?
base forms. Just like Pikachu in Yellow, you couldn't evolve them.
Was that true? I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I never got very far in Yellow.
Dude,
Did you play Red and Blue?
Yeah.
You played Yellow.
I know, but I played... Because I wanted to play Yellow because you could get all the starters in it. But then I think that I had fucked up on the path to getting Charmander or something, and I just gave up.
Charmander's just talk to a nigga.
That's right. Well, it was one of them. One of them is more complicated than the other two.
Bulbasaur. Your happiness has to be a certain level to get Bulbasaur.
Yeah, I think I had messed that up.
Wait, your
I don't
happiness?
know.
Yeah.
It was
In
kind of
what,
like
Yellow?
I had already been
Yeah.
playing Red.
There's no happiness in
Yeah,
Yellow.
there is.
Yeah, there
You
is.
talk to
That's
your
when they
Pikachu,
introduced
You
it.
can see like his emotions.
Oh, the Pikachu happy. I thought you meant,
Yeah.
like, in, like, friendship levels and stuff. I'm like, that's
I mean,
not
there
in
is
Yellow.
a friendship level, but it's hidden, and like, it's only with Pikachu.
Is there such a thing as dead games, such as a game not being talked about and being declared dead or irrelevant? Absolutely.
League
Yeah.
of Legends.
I think most games are dead.
Any MMORPG with no servers.
What operation does a Pokemon have to go through? A VEV section. That's what the guy said. I don't get it.
You should use your brain cells to give us bits instead of make jokes. Yeah, we're going away.
Remember that time when they went to the Pokemon Academy? And the one girl was a bitch, and she was like, I know more about Pokemon than you. And Ash, like, failed all the quizzes.
Yep.
Remember that time he fought the Sandshrew, but the Sandshrew was mega strong because he was fucking lifting?
Yeah, that was the best episode ever.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Adam.
That guy was a
His
nigga.
name- He had a name?
It was AJ.
It was AJ.
AJ?
Yeah.
Remember he like bound up his fucking Sandshrew and made him dive in pools even though it was just weakness so he wouldn't be hurt against water anymore.
That's fucking lit. That's some Ginga Nagaraboshi Gin shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
it was dope as fuck. Like I was like, this guy needs to be the main character. He knows his fucking shit.
Freeze153 says, man, this game is so beautiful. I know, right? That's kind of why
Dude,
we're
when you
playing it.
left, the cutscene started playing and you fucking missed this gorgeous shot. They're panning across this like cool looking like futuristic kind of like bridge, and then all these monsters kind of flew right at the camera, then went away up into the sky, and it panned into the sky with like two huge planets in it against this blue background. And you were walking across it, and I came everywhere.
Chrono Cross is single-handedly the entire argument for why pre-rendered backgrounds should not have been dismissed. This and Resident Evil remake for the GameCube, like, just heart-stopping.
Ugh.
And like, I appreciate that, like it looks even better like when I'm looking at the stream window, like, and it's all compressed down to a small form. It looks better than looking at it on this like 72-inch television that we're playing it on, where you can
I
see
wish it
every
was
pixel
72
is like
inches, but
a
yeah,
full
it's
inch long.
huge.
But
How do I get down here? I know there's a way to jump down. I want my treasure.
remember when he beat Paul only to get fucked by some OP cuck with a Darkrai and Latios? No. That's some Zoomer shit.
Yeah, I remember.
Darkrai is Zoomer shit. I know that because my brother Shade was into Darkrai, and I still don't know what it is.
Is Darkrai like the Shadow the Hedgehog of Pokemon?
He's like that guy.
Is he the one with ghost legs?
He's like some kind of crazy.
Shade wasn't into Darkrai. He was into Giratina.
Giratina was what Platinum was all about because he can like go into the dimension. Shit. He can go into like the dimension world.
That's some Zoomer shit.
Yeah, I agree.
I consider Diamond and Pearl. If Diamond and Pearl was your first Pokemon, you're a Zoomer. Like, straight up, that's the
I was
cutoff.
graduating high school playing Diamond and Pearl.
If Diamond and... I didn't play it.
It was not good.
That was Shade's first one.
I was in like 7th grade when Diamond and Pearl came out.
So, like, from Shade's perspective, Legendaries are awesome because his first Pokemon had a ton of them and they were the coolest. So, like, Shade's like, oh, fucking Giratina and Darkrai. And I'm like... These are the shittiest Pokemon I've ever seen. But, you know. Juki Rebuke says, Ash is pretty Chad. All those kids going to school when they tend to learn about Pokemon. And he said, fuck that. There's been to like 7 different regions and competed in a bunch of different leagues. That's true.
Look at this guy. Look at this fucking pimp.
He is pretty fucking pimp.
See what he does.
Remember when Paul was the coolest human in the whole series and the only interesting human character? Who was Paul?
He's a guy. He's a guy who wants to fuck man.
Dude, here it is. Here's the thing.
I didn't watch enough of fucking Gen 3.
This guy has a spell called Wandolin. Single enemy. Teleport magic wand into foes' innards. What a beast.
I'm pretty sure Paul was the guy with the Rosalia.
Yo, Ethanol Juice subscribed for 2 months in a row. Says, give me cummies. Here you go. Brrr, pow! Brrr, pow!
That's how it works, huh?
That's what it sounds like when I jack off really fast and come. Brrr, pow!
Machine gun come.
Yeah.
Alright.
Most people won't touch your dick.
What a shame.
It is a shame.
This is the part of the game that sticks out the most to me in my memory. This is the first time I saw it. My friend was playing this part of the game. This is my first experience, so I remember this scene vividly. But the funny thing is, when I played it, I did not get this character or get this plot point at all. Because, like, the game's super branching depending on the party members you have. It's very weird. It's man upon these motherfuckers. What? I can't? What a terrible one.
I have not seen any of Fooly Cooly Alternative. I heard that it was better than Progressive, but not great, so that's not enough of an endorsement for me to, because Progressive was like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I think Fooly Cooly Progressive might legitimately be like top 5 worst anime I've ever finished. Did you listen to Machine Girl, you N-word? It literally says N-word. I did not. I did, however, and I don't know if whoever was recommending this to me is in here. I don't know if it was you. No thank you music. But whoever was telling me to listen to the new Uringer album from Jimmy Urine of Mindless Self-Indulgence, I finally listened to that, and it was okay. It was alright.
Shit.
It felt like something that I probably would have been into if I had gotten into it. Like I think it's the kind of album that if you listened to it and you were like, yeah, and then you listen to it like a bunch of times, you would eventually really like it. But, like, I don't think I have the patience to do that. It's one of those albums that if I had discovered it when I was 17, I would have listened to it a whole lot because I already liked the band, and I would have gotten kind of into it, and so I'd still know the songs today, and I'd put a few of them on my iPod, but I'd be like, it's kind of a meh album. Like, now I'm old enough to know that this was never a great album, but it's okay. That's the kind of relationship I would have with that album if it had come out then, but since it came out now, I don't. If this makes sense. Does this make sense?
I'll bet.
Alright, that's good enough.
Was he better than the new Imagine Dragons and Sun Kill Moon?
Hey man, we only listened to like 7 minutes of that new Sun Kill Moon, and you didn't listen to the original album at all.
Oh, you're right.
This new Sun Kill Moon was very, I mean, I don't need to say it was weird, they're all weird, but... No thank you says, you may remember a couple streams...
Gender, non-binary.
What are you talking about over there?
It's my gender, non-binary.
You may remember a couple of streams ago I said that Tanoshine was as good as Sumane. I have realized I just mean myself into thinking that, and Sumane is far superior. Please forgive me, music taste havers. You are forgiven. Man, tell me, what is a Zoomer exact detail. Okay, if you were born after, like, 1996, you're a Zoomer. It's Generation Z. Let me break down this meme in detail because it's sweeping the internet and nobody seems to understand. So, there was once a generation called the Baby Boomers. They came after World War II when the world was recovering and especially America had a booming economy. America became extremely capitalistic because we wanted, like, we were trying to, you know, take out the commies. So it was like, have as many children as possible, buy as much shit as possible, let's make the world all about mass production, mass consumption. And that was the boomer era. Then, after about 20 years of the baby boomers, there then was born what we refer to as Generation X, the people who grew up like after the hippie era in the 60s. And that was where people had been disillusioned to like what the country is and like what the social norms were, and those people like rebelled against that. Not all of them, like lots of Gen Xers are just normal people, but like that's the identity of the generation, is that they sort of rebuked the previous trend. Then the next generation after the Xers is the millennials, and that comprises of us. Millennials, if you're like 24 to 39 right now, going on 40, you're a millennial. And that's the people who were born at an age where the internet became highly relevant during your upbringing at some point, basically.
You're the last generation to know what the world was like before the internet.
Right. And so then from like 97 onwards, kids who were born in an era where the internet and handheld devices are like already a thing by the time that they're becoming like people, those are Generation Z. And right now, the new generation being born right now, the new babies, are probably a whole new generation that doesn't even have a definition yet, because really it's hard to define a generation until you until something new happens where kids grow up with something very different. But there probably is another generation being born right now. But Generation Z is what they called them, because millennials were called Gen Y because Gen X was Gen X, so then we were Gen Y, and then they were Gen Z, and it makes no fucking sense, because why would you start counting from fucking X? But, the Generation Z kids, because of the fact that on the 4chan board / poll, there's a very big meme of calling people, anybody basically over 30 is called a boomer. Anybody who's old, by the standards of 4chan, is called a boomer, and all the new kids are called Zoomers, because Gen Z, Zoomer, Boomer, it's a funny dichotomy. And so Boomer versus Zoomer, as Mumkey called his podcast with the Stereos, is like the meme on poll. However, briefly while this was happening, there was created a meme of the millennials being called Doomers. And while that happened to be happening for like 3 days, May got really into it as a meme, and so we co-opted it and made it our thing. So the Doomers mostly is a meme insofar as PCP fans and I Am Games fans. But yeah, so there you go. If anybody's not still following, clip that shit. I'll upload it by itself.
Dude, that guy's just throwing rocks like it ain't no thing. What a badass.
Do you fucks with Eden of the West Radio? Never heard of it. CM398 says Generation Decade is next. They have the powers of all previous generations combined. It makes sense.
Is that a Kamen Rider Decade reference?
Yes, that's a Decade reference. Sonic says, Tom, nice work, dude. You are a legend. I don't know what you did. I guess you dodged a rock.
I don't know.
If you can dodge a rock, you can dodge a ball.
True.
The next generation are new types? No. The Doomer generation are the new types. The next generation are the Cyber new types. And yes, that is a thing in Gundam. There are more advanced things than new types in Gundam. Because eventually they make the Cyber new types, which are like Android new types.
That sounds like literally my dream.
Yeah, they can fucking run faster, jump higher. Man, what I look like? A charity case? I took it and threw it on the ground. That's the Doomer mentality. Throwing it on the ground. You remember Threw It on the Ground by Lonely Island?
Yeah.
Never listened to Lonely Island.
Oh, man.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fair.
It's a dick in
No
the
thank you
box,
says, I'm just going to
girl.
keep recommending
Whoa!
Machine Girl until you listen, and also my music because I'm fucking sick, bro. Yeah, no thank you, I can confirm, makes pretty good music. If you guys like industrial, like, what would I describe it as? It's like Death Grips, dude! It sounds just like Death Grips! Death Grips much? Every time I release an album, everyone's like, is this Death Grips? And I'm like, this sounds nothing like Death Grips. Like, if I was trying to sound like Death Grips, you would know. Because it would sound like Death Grips. CM398 says, Cyber new types aren't androids. What the fuck, bro? Watch Zeta. Well, that's what I thought from the first episode of
Are they cyborgs?
Unicorn.
I'm about cyborgs.
Juki Rebuke says, millennials are new types, the next upcoming generation are cyber new types, and zoomers are just cucks.
No. They are.
Man,
Nobody
no
could see it because
thank
we
you.
don't have a camera anymore, but Tom made an agreeing face.
I made a, you know that Steven Universe gif where it's like, no, maybe, yeah, that's what I was doing. I gotta cure my whole party because I'm not ready for this fight at all. Why would I cure an enemy? What a terrible idea. Should have healed up before this, but I didn't know I was about to have a mini boss fight.
Which Gundam should I watch? I know there's at least a dozen of them. Watch the fucking original Gundam. There's a TV show and the movie trilogy. I always recommend the movie trilogy for time's sake. Some people insist that you're gay if you do that. Whatever.
When did the movie trilogy come out?
Right after the show.
Is it like...
It's just a recompilation of the show. But they took out like a lot of the... They simultaneously took out all the repetitive bullshit, but they also took out some of the like actual plot. And so some people are like, oh, if you watch the movies, you don't get the full story. And like, granted, the second movie is definitely not as good. Like, first movie's great, third movie's amazing, second movie's and that's because of what they removed.
But
But
saved
like,
so much time in college if I'd known. Yeah, I stole some caps. Don't know what that is. Don't care. So this guy's like level 3 hit is an AoE and it's fucking sick.
but I'd basically say like, if you have time and you can handle old shit, watch the original. If you don't have time and you can't handle old shit, start with 0080. It's a 6-episode OVA that's beautiful and perfect and great, and it'll get you emotionally.
Dude, look at this. Look at this
So-
guy. Have you been paying attention to how cool this dude is?
He's a cool dude, dude.
Look at that spell. Look what that spell says.
Tech, single enemy, teleport magic wand into foe's innards. That is pretty sick.
It does so much damage. It's so good. This guy's a beast. Boom. You're fucked. Yeah, destroy. Hell, new growth.
Oh god, I got lost in the chat.
You fool.
Chat is operating weirdly on this laptop.
How so?
Just that it keeps scrolling up all the time. It's not letting me just like camp in a spot.
Is it?
Maybe it never does.
Is slow chat turned off or something?
No, well we always have it turned off. We don't ever use slow chat.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Uh-oh. Whoa, it's a big bird guy.
Let's move to California right now. I've seen houses for 13, 15.
So, okay. Quoting, this is no thank you, and I've heard this before, but I'm gonna quote it again. Wait, Digi, you do know the plot of the new Kind of Bad Predator movie is that aliens want to kidnap an autist from Earth because they are literal new types, so the aliens can make themselves autistic. I have heard this. Is actually the plot of the new Predator, is that like autistic people are the future and the aliens want them.
Yeah.
So either they watched my videos and wrote a script based on that, or we're all on the same page. How do you like Windows 10 so far? The difference is completely imperceptible between it and Windows 7. So, I feel no different.
I guess I can't use heal items inside of that. Alright, because they're not heal items, they're just caps.
Captain Wiggle Muncher subscribed to the Tier 1 sub for 2 months in a row. Congratulations, you are old enough to be exempt from an abortion, he says.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jalen Harris says, Tom, what did you use to make your game and how much does it cost?
I use Construct 3. It's a subscription software, which I kind of don't like. But it's run by a small group of guys in England, and they actually do tons of fucking development work for it. Like, they release like new features every week, which is insane. And it's $99 a year, which is fair for what you get.
Oh, it costs money? You didn't tell me that. Now I have no interest in making a game.
Well, there's like a free clone of it called G-Develop, which is the exact same thing but free.
Why aren't you using that?
Because I don't like the UI as much, and I'm a graphic designer.
Well, that's fair.
Has it snowed yet?
I certainly hope not. Snow is a fate worse than death. I can only use this one capsule. Son of a bitch. I'm out of healing items. I want to save this. My best guy is low HP, and there definitely is a boss in here.
Godot is fantastic and free.
Yep, I started with Godot before I moved to Construct. I'm learning Python with Munchie right now to move back to Godot because it's fucking amazing. I'm just too retarded to do real coding.
Real coding.
Oh, this looks hard. Alright, I should probably focus on the fake guy. That's my...
No thank you says Godot can do everything Construct can do, but better and for free!
It's like not even a meme, it's actually true. Strengthen. Well...
Godot has a visual programming interface though, Tom. Have you tried that?
It's not the same. Like, it's basically all Godot's visual programming is that it's just the code without having to type it. So if you don't know how to code, you still can't use the visual programming. Construct has something called an event sheet, which is like in actual English, so you don't need to know how to code to understand it. You just know how to read and know what you want to do. So it's not exactly the same thing. Like, Unreal has the same thing where it just has like a node editor for code, but if you don't know how to code, like, you're not going to know what the actual commands do and how to string them together. Oh, they're just gonna buff him? Fuck. Fuck. I wonder if I can steal something cool from him. Give me your shit. Hell yeah. Okay.
Someone was asking why is Munchie such a sad boy on the PCP lately. I think because he's finally an adult now.
Yeah, he's an adult. He's also getting fucking raped by us constantly about college and shit.
I think Munchie has, like, entered his teen rebellious stage finally. But it's against us. Because he doesn't have, like, a father figure, and his mom just lets him do whatever the fuck he wants. So, like, now we are his father figure.
That's terrifying to think about.
And so he's, like, rebelling
Holy
against
shit,
our ideologies.
This is not going well, ladies and gentlemen.
Apparently Jalen Harris is the top guy on all of the PCP members' Twitch stream.
I gotta start streaming, I guess. I gotta be the top of mine, too.
Dude, I was thinking about this. Fucking, you want to talk about a fucking brain blast.
I'm ready for a brain blast.
So we've got a shitload of computers.
We do.
Multiple webcams. And we're talking about getting a splitter for, like, HDMI cords and shit. So, would it be possible that once I Am Games, the YouTube channel, is enabled for Super Chats, we could simultaneously stream on Twitch and YouTube?
You know we don't have to do that. There's a thing called Restream.io that lets you stream on multiple streaming services from one computer
Well,
at once.
howdy do.
We should also get on Mixer. That's another big streaming
Let's
service.
just stream everything at the same time.
Yeah.
We don't have monetization on YouTube yet because they fucking take 9 years to
But
get
here's
back
the
to
thing
you.
about Mixer that I was reading about.
4 months.
So Mixer is like a newer streaming service. It's owned by Microsoft. So the interesting thing is that it's on the Xbox One dashboard. So everybody, when they turn on their Xbox, they see live titles for Mixer. And apparently, if you're an indie developer, they give you like a developer account on Mixer and give you tons of bonuses. So we can like leverage that shit. Oh god, what is happening? Gravity blow? Dude, why are you fucking Surge so bad? Oh god, they can heal the boss
Apparently,
too?
Twitch doesn't allow you to stream on other services as a partner.
Well,
Do they mean at all?
if that's the case, then
How will they catch us?
I have some issues. All right, I fought this boss entirely wrong. I should have killed the ads first because they're healing him and buffing him. I'm not doing enough damage
Always
quick
kill
enough.
the ads first. That's always the rule with bosses, with ads.
I was hoping to just overpower him quickly. That was kind of what I was hoping would happen, but doesn't seem to be working out for me so hot.
Stream delay on Mixer is less than a second, and you can allow the audience to interact with the game. What does that mean?
Yeah, my doomer brain doesn't understand. I grew
Is
up on Sega Genesis.
Mutazzo on Reddit? What?
I think the answer is no.
I don't know what Mutazzo is. I don't know if you're asking what my name on Reddit is Digibro. I don't know who the fuck Mutazzo is, if that's what you're asking. I'm not sure if you've heard, but the rumor is YouTube promotes you less, or even is more likely to demonetize you if you link to Twitch in the description. I have heard things such as this. Any idea when the next Ghibli cast will come? Nope. Misato. I still don't know who that is. Like I said, I am... Okay, first of all, I don't use Reddit at all. And second of all, my name on there is Digibro.
Oh god, I think Giles dead. Fuck. Needed my boy.
Jalen says, I've seen people stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time with both YouTube and Twitch comments showing up on screen. It's definitely possible.
I mean, it's possible. I'm sure you can do it. It's probably just against, like, the terms or whatever.
Can you guys schedule a karaoke party stream?
Sure.
Sonic says, I am Misato.
Oh, dear.
We having a fucking I am Spartacus moment going on here. You fucking let Guile die.
Yeah, I know.
Do you still want to delete the Digibro subreddit? I'm indifferent. I mean, I don't read the internet. I don't use the internet anymore, really. I've actually reached the point where I honestly can say I don't really use the internet outside of YouTube, and, like, The Dick Show. Like, I can't remember the last time I went on a social media, except for I went on Twitter to ask Dick if I could come on the next show to talk about my foreskin. I need to see if he responded.
Well...
I don't think he is.
Huh?
I don't think he responded.
Oh, God! Alright, we definitely lost. Both my guys are dead. I just have the weakest party member left.
The woman.
Yeah, women can't do anything. I have, like, no spells left either. Overall, this is a bad day for me. And unfortunately, I think I lost all the progress since I've started, since it's just going to reload my save. So I'm going to have to do everything over. Free fall. This is going to hurt like hell. Wow, killed me in one hit from full life.
Fucky.
Jesus Christ. Well, we're not nearly strong enough to fight that boss yet.
It's time to grind!
Unfortunately.
Chad, I'm just gonna let you know whatever you're saying right now. I can't read it because shit got weird and things crashed. So I'm reloading. I'm getting back in.
Ow.
Um,
That was anal rape to the nth degree. Wow. Oh my god, I have to do everything again. Oh my god. This is the worst thing about RPGs from this era, is that there's no, like, save points.
I mean, there's save... Well, have you not saved since starting?
There's been no save points since then.
Wow.
So I gotta do everything since we started the stream again.
You just gotta run back to the save point sometimes.
Well, if
I
I ran back to
that
the
boss for like 20 fucking minutes, weren't you?
Yeah.
That's insane. We're getting some big oof. I want some...
I guess what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to do that entire section, beat the mini-boss, go all the way back to town, save, and then go all the way back up to keep fighting that boss. But every time I lose, I'm gonna have to walk all the way back to the area again. Fucking cunt. Yeah, this is some early 2000s gaming design right here. AK
1999.
shit.
Dick says, absolutely, this Sunday?
Really?
I said, hell yeah.
Oh no!
Alright, so this Sunday, I'm gonna come on the Dick Show and talk about my foreskin.
You can't see my face, but it's one of...
Have you ever gotten caught in anything? Don't say it.
How? How would
Yeah.
that happen?
Show. I'll make sure that this week that everything gets caught on your foreskin.
Oh no.
So you can talk about how awful it is.
What do you do if you don't use the internet? Consume media in real life? Honestly, like, it's not even like I'm making a concerted effort. There's just nothing of interest on the internet anymore. The internet is fucking boring. Like, what does anyone do on the internet at this point other than watch YouTube videos? Like, what do you do on the internet? Do you use the internet anymore?
Yeah.
For what?
I don't know. Learning things.
Like what?
Coding. Game design.
Well,
3D
that's not the
animation.
same as using the internet. You know?
Wikipedia and Honey Pop clones.
Alright, let me rephrase
Social media.
this. Do
I'm
you
on
still
social
use-
all the time. I'm talking to people. I'm on Discord talking to everyone in the I Am Games
Fuck
chat.
Social media. That's
I don't
the
consider
worst
Discord
part
the
of
internet. Discord is Discord. It's an
Yeah,
app.
you would have like a chain mail if you didn't have Discord.
Apps are different
have
from the
something.
internet, right?
have
Like,
something.
you don't access it from a browser, so it's not the internet.
I mean, it's connected to the internet.
It is,
Yeah, but it's not the same thing.
but only as much as you yourself are connected to the internet.
Stumble Reel says Giguk's head is literally a clear, saggy bag of soy sauce.
Oh.
That's sexy.
No thank you, says finish him out. On Mixer, if you allow the audience to interact with the game, they can move your character or press buttons. This is customizable so you can have the audience control when you jump or what your stats will be when you level up. You can basically let the chat play the game for you. That's weird.
How does that work? Is that only on Xbox? I feel like that'd be like an API on like a system level.
CM398 says, is the Dick Show literally a show where people come on to talk about their dicks? It can be.
It has been.
It has been sometimes. It just so happens that lately there's been a bunch of talk about circumcision, and so I wanted to come on to tell... I wanted to come on anyways because I've caught up on the Dick Show, basically, and I just felt like being on again. And I figured that was a good excuse.
He said absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he would. I knew that was the perfect, like, I've had a bunch of other reasons I thought he would let me on, but that was the one that I thought would, like, definitely do it.
To talk about his extra long force.
Yeah, there's no way he wouldn't let me on if I brought that up.
Well, I'm upset.
Ethanol Juice says, you ever just zip your pants zipper through your foreskin? Implying I've ever worn pants with a zipper.
Have you ever worn zipper pants?
I'm wearing zipper pants right now.
That's really awful. I wore zipper pants once this week. It's enough for me.
I don't really mind. They're comfy enough.
Will there ever be a day when you fix your sleep schedule and have EU-friendly streams? I mean, my sleep schedule is, like, completely normal right now. You have to understand that any earlier than this for Americans would be a very bad time, and our audience is mostly American. Like, I don't think this is that bad for EU, right? Like, you guys are only 5 hours ahead of us. It's only, like, 11:46 right now. That's not super late, I don't think. It might be on a Thursday, I guess, if you have work or school, but, like, for America, any earlier than 6 p.m. is, like...
People are still at work.
Yeah, people are still at work or school, so... Kajoro Bitterthorn says, I think Digi means normie-net when he says internet. That might be what it is. I don't know what the abnormie-net is, though. I'm looking to find that.
We're gonna make it.
Where do you get all your memes from? I have no interest in memes.
Me.
Yeah, I get them from May or Mark. They both are big meme lords. Bro, if you think the internet is boring, you ain't doing it right. Explain to me how to do it right. I literally want to know. Did you see the episode where the guy talked about being in a child prison or something? That was so fascinating. It was great. Although all school is a child prison. Like, imagine being somebody who had never conceived of school and having school explained to you. That person would be like, what the fuck? They made you do that? Food for thought. Did you tell us what you think of circumcision? I think it is a crime. I don't know about a crime, but it's close. I don't think it's right. I would like to introduce you to all the cool niche and underground places on the Wired, which would be up your street. I look for these things as a hobby and have amassed a large collection as cool as fuck small communities. But I know you can't keep your mouth shut and will mention this shit in a public forum, causing an influx of new fags. That may be a fair... I don't know if my recommendation causes an influx of new fags, and I feel like the kind of people who watch who would hear me recommend something might be the people you want. But nonetheless, recommend me anyway. I'm fucking bored. I leave in Arizona, so the stream starts at 3 p.m. for me if it's on time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, 3 p.m. is like the earliest I could imagine Americans wanting to watch a fucking live stream. Like, what do you think, Mark?
It really depends on how neat your audience is. I really think any time like after 5 would be acceptable.
5 p.m.
But like, I don't weekday like anything before 5 or 6 is no.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
We start at 6 p.m.
People like a lot of
in the East Coast.
Like, you know, kids from school. A lot of kids like by 4 they might be home, but
yeah,
they have to eat dinner and all that shit. Like
yeah, it's like any later, any earlier, and it would be a trouble because everybody would still be doing their daily stuff in the U.S. Any later, and it's absolutely gonna scare off the EU. So it's like we're at like we picked this time because it seemed like the best time for people around the world, you know? What are the good Shinsei Kamate-chan albums and any other artists similar enough to them? There is nothing even remotely similar to them. Their first 4 albums are all great. Everything after that, I don't give a fuck about. You don't need an excuse to be on the Dick Show? I know, but I just thought having an excuse is a good idea. I don't like to just show up with nothing to say, you know? I want to show up because I'm relevant. Now, are you saying that school is bad, Digi? Absolutely. Still gonna send my kid to school because they have to be able to function in society, and since like the vast majority of people have gone to school, it's pretty important. But
socialization more than anything else.
Yeah.
We've seen what happens firsthand when you don't get that.
If they're smart enough that they can stop before high school, that would be fucking beautiful. If they can go straight into a trade school or some shit, like some crazy program, that would be awesome. But
I almost did that.
Yeah? What did you almost go to?
I almost went to a technical school for graphic design.
That's awesome. Why didn't you?
I don't remember why. There was some issue.
If I were to say DM you on Discord with some sites that you would actually like, would you actually read it? Yeah. I read everything that anyone sends me on Discord. I just don't respond to most of it. You ever just push your wee-wee back into your body and watch it slowly crawl out? Yeah, I've done that. You ever done that?
I wish I had it there.
You never push your dick all the way back inside?
No, I don't want to be a woman.
Try reading The Dispossessed, Digi. You might enjoy it. It's a thought experiment about an anarchist society in a world without resources, how these people live, /blow, /interact with each other. I already watched Log Horizon, which is the same thing! But I might check, I don't know. I don't know what that is, so... Someone said homeschooled kids are weird, and then the next response, isn't Devu homeschooled? Case in point.
Yeah.
Do you think Jess will ever be on the Dick Show? I don't know. If he wanted to be, I'm sure he could get himself on there, but I don't think he wants to be. I don't think he wants to involve himself with that fan base.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Selhar says, this is the confirmation Tom has a big dick. I have a big dick and you can't push it inside you, so I know Tom has a big cock. It's confirmed. Maybe if you have a shower and not a grower. Like, I've never actually heard of anyone having a so-called shower.
I think my sister's boyfriend has a shower.
Yeah, like one that's the same length, that soft and hard.
He's Puerto Rican, and his dick is only slightly bigger, soft than it is hard.
Fascinating. That's the first person I've ever heard of in real life having that. What about you, Tom? Are you a grower or a shower?
Grower.
That's what I thought. That's normal.
As God intended.
Yeah. Shimanzukai says, I push my balls inside.
Wow.
Oh boy. Tazzle Spuss says, what? Tom, are you being transphobic?
No, just...
You won't even push your dick inside your body?
Not transphobic, just misogynist.
Streamer, why are you stretching a 4-3 game to 16:9? Digi, you're better than this, aren't you? That's just how it looks on our TV.
It's because we're using a not a VGA, a S-video cable for the PS3, and that's just how it's formatting the content, unfortunately.
You're playing this on a PS3 with an actual real disc, right?
Correct.
Hmm.
Yeah. So this is like the real shit. But the problem is, I've tried to tell Digi, he doesn't believe me, that S-video is standard def and not HD. But he doesn't believe me.
I didn't say anything about that. What are you talking about?
The cable that we're using, he said it's an HD cable. It's not an HD
No,
cable.
I just said it wasn't... Wait. You mean the component cable?
The cable that we're using with the PS3 right now. It is a S-video cable. And it's standard def.
Oh no! It says component in the video settings.
Well, the video settings are wrong.
It doesn't look standard def.
It is.
Well, that's weird.
It's just a digital signal, so it looks better than like composite. This part is really annoying. I did it perfectly the first time without meaning to, and now I can't.
Tom, are you a Linux boy? Because I thought Godot was only available on Linux.
Nope, it's on everything. And I want to be a Linux boy, I'm just not good enough.
Hey Digibro, where is the line between a Wikipedia article and a full book, and at what length will you look for an alternative? I don't know what you mean.
I mean, if it's not on Wikipedia, you're not gonna go find a book on the topic.
Yeah, I don't like look into books.
I don't think many things that have Wikipedia articles are book worthy. They're not comparable.
Except for Wikipedia articles on books.
Hey Tom.
I don't even know if they're not book worthy unless it's Spark Notes, and that's not really a book.
Hey Tom, how's things?
Things are okay. I guess.
Let's go Pikachu and Eevee! You guys excited for the new Pokemon?
I know there was somebody in the chat who was upset that we were playing that instead of Spyro.
Well, the fact of the matter is, Spyro is 3 games and Pokemon is 1. And
Pokemon is 9. 9 games at
Pokemon is a new Pokemon game on the Switch. And so I'm fairly sure everybody cares.
I know most people think the game is gay.
That's what everybody's going to be wanting to find out. Like, because of the fact that there's such a huge question of, is this game gay? Everybody's going to be on Twitch trying to watch videos of this fucking game.
Damn it, why are we so weak?
Anyone can be a Linux boy. Hashtag break the conditioning.
The problem is I have hardware incompatibilities. That's the big thing right now. None of my drawing displays work with Linux. They don't have Linux drivers. So that's a big fail right out of the box. I mostly use open source software right now anyway, so that's not a big deal. All my software is pretty much good, except for a couple like small programs that don't really matter.
People are asking if we have a streaming setup for the Switch yet. Isn't it just the same as a normal streaming setup?
I don't think it would be any different.
I don't think that anything
If it is, we're fucked. Because we don't have anything special for it. Does it need to be like modded or something? Is Nintendo that gay? It has HDMI out, so I figure just pass it through the Elgato and you're good to go.
Jalen Harris says, I don't give a fuck about Pokemon, it's gay.
Well,
if you mean in general, then that's fucked, dude. That's just fucked.
it is pretty fucked.
So, you can't evolve your Eevee in Let's Go Eevee?
I don't believe so.
What the fuck is the point of having an Eevee?
Same reason you had a Pikachu in the first game. It's like, it's my Pikachu, it's my partner, it's my
Yeah,
buddy.
okay, but Pikachu just evolved into Raichu and nothing else. Eevee's has no purpose but that it can evolve into every fucking type.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you, but I'm just telling you as it is, my dude.
I just spilled fucking Pepsi Zero all over my
Now you know how my shirt got fucked up.
and crotch.
Yeah.
Literally just bought this $35 shirt
Now you have to buy
of
some
pure
bleach.
white. And now it's got Coke stains.
Too many cooks.
Ow.
Taking it off.
How did Kid die? What the fuck?
Her name's Kid.
Yeah.
What a baby.
How have you not been paying attention?
I didn't know.
We're supposed to make a video about this game, and you don't even know the character's name.
Well, you just gotta tell me what's going on afterwards.
I keep trying to tell you, but you don't listen when I say things.
I've listened to all the things you told me.
I told you about the guy with the wand spell like an hour before you actually heard it, because I had to tell you again.
All you said was, this guy's cool.
I said more than that.
Also, it hadn't even been an hour. We've only been streaming for an hour.
So I'm exaggerating a bit for comedic effect. It's all the same. I have to go back. I'm just going back. Just going back. Just going back and getting healing items. This is bullshit.
When Linux works, it works great. When it doesn't work, you basically have to be a dev person to fix shit.
I mean, yeah. You gotta get in that terminal and start running fucking pseudo commands and hope.
Digi and Tom, with all the talk of multi-channel networks, I was wondering if you were a part of one. Would you say they're worth being a part of? Do they help with copyrights and shit?
No.
Do not join a multi-channel network! They are all bad!
Agreed.
They exist solely to fuck you.
And they're very good at it.
I screamed that because I wanted to be very clear.
I never joined one because I always thought they were bullshit, even at the height of my channel when I got offers. And I'm glad I did.
I got offers constantly. I ignored them because I thought they were bullshit. One of them finally was very emphatic and more personal than the others, so I joined it. And it went very badly. They did nothing for me at all.
It's because they don't have the ability to do anything.
No, they can't. They literally are fucking pointless. They don't do anything.
They're just companies that like make flashy websites, throw a bunch of promises at you, and then just take your money.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. Like, I remember someone wanted to join Frederator. One of my friends was like trying to get their channel on Channel Frederator, and they were talking about it. And I just said, ask them straight up, what can you give me? And they'll dodge the question every time because they can't give you anything. And they asked, and they didn't give them an answer, and they decided not to join. Like, that's all you gotta
Digi
do.
is on a diet but drinks Pepsi Omal. Excuse me, motherfucker. This is Pepsi Zero. I don't know if you know what that means. Let me read you the nutritional facts, okay? Calories, 0. Total fat, 0. Total carbohydrates, 0. Sugars, 0. Protein, 0. Not a significant source of other nutrients. So it's nothing.
It's nothing except cancer.
Yeah, it's nothing except aspartame, which doesn't give you cancer.
I'm not convinced.
Don't listen to your fucking anti-vaxxer mom.
Foam gives you more cancer. It probably still gives you cancer, but...
Everything gives you cancer, for what it's worth. But there's no evidence that aspartame does so any faster.
It's aspartame.
I refuse to believe that.
Okay.
How do you feel about PlayStation banning visual novels?
Why?
I don't know. Dumb.
I just realized maybe there's better gear in this town. Maybe I could buy weapons and armor. Oh wait, I already tried to do that last
Hey
week.
Tom, a few streams ago you were insulting Digi about not drawing despite wanting to. That's inspired me to draw every day since. I need some encouragement. I want to watch Gintama, but I can't handle the length. Little help.
What does that have to do with drawing?
I think he just wants you to encourage him for everything in his life he needs you to encourage him for.
Yeah, just
unfortunately, I'm just gonna tell you, don't watch Gintama. It's too long and a waste of time. Spend that time drawing instead and doing something productive with your life.
That's the right answer.
Watch something short that's just as emotionally and like comedically impactful, and then get back to drawing. Whoa, there's like a whole boat and shit over here that I didn't see before.
Digi, I'm 21 and not into Pokemon. Should I make the conceited effort to be into it?
I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
I'm really... Well, he didn't say he doesn't like it, just that he's not into it. I can't even conceive of somebody growing up and not being into Pokemon, so it's hard for me to say. If you want to have literally endless entertainment, get into Pokemon. Because there is so much Pokemon-related content, both officially and fan-made, that it can keep you busy forever. Like, Pokemon can be your only hobby. Very easily. So, if you're real bored...
for it can be
Yeah. Exactly. Well, thank you. Says, okay, did you? I sent you a million weird forums /BBS/image boards on Discord. Check them out. Unless they're too underground for you. Chicken, cheap. I don't know what could be too underground. Tom, nobody has every cold turkey switched to links because people need to get stuff done. Easiest way is to switch to start using programs that are cross-platform on Windows like Blender, Godot, Firefox, and Krita. Then start using Linux and VirtualBox so that you can learn to use the OS. And if there is something you really need to use the OS, or to do in a hurry, you can use the Windows for that one task. Then once you know how to use the OS, test the OS on hardware with live USB once you get Compata.
I've already done all of that. Again, my problem with using Linux is not the software. I already use Krita, I use GIMP, I use Blender, I used Godot. Construct runs in a browser, so it runs on anything. The problem is that I have a $800 graphics tablet that only has Windows and Mac drivers and has no Linux support. And I do all of my art on that, so if I can't use that, I can't draw, I can't make any assets for my games, I'm fucked.
Okay, people are trying to tell me that they think that this Pepsi Zero is still quote-unquote unhealthy.
Well, it's not healthy, but it's not
it's okay.
It's
I don't
nutritionally
know
neutral.
I don't know what
it's
you
like
think
eating
if
a poop. It has no nutrients.
I don't know what you think a diet is, It's just an attempt to lose weight. If you drink a drink with no calories and no sugar, then it will not impact your fucking diet.
It won't
Which
impact
is
your
why
diet.
Tom can drink it while he's on keto, and I can drink it whenever the fuck. I don't understand your logic.
Okay, the problem is that diet soda, the reason that you can drink it and it's fine is that it has no nutritional value.
Right.
So your body literally, it's not food. This is literally
It's like
not
drinking
food.
a turd.
There's nothing in here that your body can digest and break down into similar stuff.
Yeah.
That's why it's diet. But the problem is, some of this stuff also can't be properly processed and passed through your body, so it gets stuck in there and fucks with your health. That's why diet soda is unhealthy.
Like what?
Like, this artificial sweeteners and stuff, your body can't break it down, so it doesn't all pass through you, and it stays in your body and fucks you up.
Aspartam's not bad for you.
Okay.
I don't know where you've heard that it is.
I heard it on a forum once.
Yeah, his mom also thinks I think
It is. Okay.
My mom is
My
an idiot.
my buddy who I trust with my life, Don-san, who read everything about health there was to know. If you ever brought up the idea that aspartame was bad, he would scream at you. Aspartame is the most tested thing in human history.
I don't trust Big Pharma.
Because of the fact that there were so many, there was literally okay, I did research on this myself. The idea that aspartame is bad for you was a email scam from 1999. Literally, it was an email scam from 1999.
You already told me this.
I know I told you, but I'm reiterating it for the internet. Where, like, and if you read, like, what the original thing was, it's like no one would believe this if it came out today. It's like a goofy email scam. Like you know, what are they called? The princes of fucking Nigeria. Like a Nigerian prince scheme being sent to emails, and it caused a big scare that aspartame was bad for you. But it was completely unfounded, and so they did shitloads of tests on it to prove that it was okay. And it's like literally thousands of tests. Like, it's the most tested thing in food. Just to get rid of this rumor. So, yeah, it's not bad for you. Jalen Harris says, "Did you have always hated Pokemon since I was a child? It's a waste of time." Everything's a waste of time. Yeah. What are you talking about? You're watching live streams right now. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Selhar says, "I cold turkey switched to Linux, and I can't think of any other way. Seriously, it took a weekend, deleted Windows completely, took days to make it work smoothly, then it worked. As for your hardware that doesn't have drivers, just look for it on GitHub. Somebody probably made the drivers already."
This is such a fucking backwards-ass Chinese tablet that I got from Review for RoboPixels. There are no drivers for it.
Damn.
And even if
No thank you says, "Write your own drivers, Tom, unless you're a pussy."
I'm trying to learn Python so I can learn how to be coding so I can do that shit. Fuck you, it takes time.
Yeah.
I need a no bone axe. I need no copper swallow. Didn't I just equip that? These are all what I'm wielding right now. God, that's dangerous.
Digi will die at 35. I'm calling it now. I have no health problems.
I have tons of health problems. Despite going to the gym constantly and eating healthy.
What health problems do you have?
I have spinal arthritis. I've had pain in my leg for the last 6 months. I've had heart problems, had circulatory issues. Like,
What the fuck happened to you?
why do you think I want a robot body so bad? This flesh prison is defective since birth. When I was born, I was in the hospital for like over a month, and the doctors went to my parents and said, "Your son is going to die. Prepare for it." And it was a miracle that I lived.
Jesus
From
Christ.
the beginning, my body's been like, there are no circuitry in here, I quit. Alright? I've been ready for the cyberpunk future since the womb.
That's fucking nuts. Tazzlespus says, Digi, how long do you think it'll take to edit a minute of video on average? I tried video editing and take almost an hour per minute. Hour a minute used to be my rough estimate, but nowadays, like, I mean, my Fooly Cooly video that's 6 minutes long, I edited in like an hour. So, like, it really depends on how well you know the material, how good you are at editing, how much you have thought about what's going to be in the video before you start editing it. Like, a lot of the times I'll write a script and I already know what it's supposed to look like, so it's just a matter of finding the footage. It just depends on you. Tom, what is the exact tablet you use? Because I am pretty sure it has open source Linux drivers. They are not official, but they work.
If there's an open source driver for the Article tablets, hit me up and I'll put Linux Mint XFCE back on one of my desktops and test it out. Yeah, I use XFCE instead of fucking Cinnamon. Get fucked. It's lighter.
This guy who's been hardcore agreeing with me about the soda shit says, aspartame is literally partially metabolized by your body. Go watch Healthcare Triage.
Isn't triage?
Triage.
I don't even know if that's true. I don't see the chat. I'm just imagining that's probably the word. We're gonna make it bronze vest. This, you know what I don't like about this right now is that I can't just buy stuff with my insane amount of gold. I have to forge things, and I don't have any of the materials to make weapons and items right now. Maybe I should, before I do anything else, I should go find iron, because they want iron to make iron weapons.
Solar says, Tom, not trusting Big Pharma is one thing, but backing up an idea that has no scientific background is just silly. If no serious research has been done to prove that you're right, but significant research has been done to prove that you're wrong, like, that's just nonsense at this point, you know?
I totally agree that it's nonsense, and I've said this before.
Well, who cares? He's drinking it right now.
I mean,
what are you talking about?
the thing is just that, like, when you've grown up for 30 years under this conditioning, it's like you just emotionally believe it, even though logically you don't actually buy it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I grew up Christian, and so, like, part of me still thinks, man, what if I go to hell? Even though I don't believe that at all. It's just, like,
Dude,
emotionally there.
Hell sounds erotic as fuck.
Well, I don't want to get fucked in the ass by Satan.
Dude, Satan will fuck you.
No.
Don't worry.
Some lesser demon will, with a
Yeah.
tinier dick. I gotta go do some shit. I'm gonna do some fucking real shit right now.
People are all sad about hearing about your body.
It's pretty fucked, dude.
Same time, my body has been shit since I was born and was on machines for months.
Yeah, same. That's...
You were on machines? Like, keeping you alive?
Yeah, they had to, like,
Holy
look at me
shit.
through glass and shit for a while.
You're a fucking zombie.
I was a C-section, too, so I was technically never even born.
Captain Wiggleman just says...
We're all C-sections, that's the problem.
Captain I think most autists are C-sections.
Yeah.
Captain Wigglemuncher says, you can make it, Tom, just keep eating kale and shit.
I actually do have a bunch of kale downstairs I haven't eaten yet.
Oh boy.
I want to, like, have the ultimate level up diet. I want to transition from keto to vegan keto and become, like, an actual god. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
Oh, people are saying, thanks, Mark, for your contribution to the previous discussion.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Come on, hell would be way more fun than jacking God's dick for all of eternity. Fuck that guy.
Dude, I agree. I hope nobody fucks with me when I die. I just like... There's nothing there.
Juki Rebuke says, I had tubes put all through my body and was born in a little under 6 months. I feel you, Tom. What the fuck? You can be born in under 6 months and still live?
Yep.
Life is pain. Tom is pain. Therefore, life is Tom. Tom is games. Therefore, I am games.
Yeah. Tom should make a shirt with just like a fetus with tubes attached to it. That's like...
I am games.
I am games.
Just want to murder things.
Same here. Born just before my 7th month in the womb. Tubes, glass box, the works.
Your mom was on crack or something?
We've got like fucking, like, we are the fucking kings of the birth defects over here. Like, we've got the whole fucking army of the people born wrong. I literally all C-section fucking babies. Or fucking born fucked up.
Did you look up on GameFAQs where I can go to find iron in Chrono Cross?
To find iron?
Yeah, some iron, as it's actually spelled. So if I can give some iron to the smithy, they'll
You're
make
making
some...
fun of how I say iron?
No, I'm saying that's actually the way it should be pronounced.
Oh, thank you.
Because that's
You're
how
the
it's
first
spelled.
one who agrees with me. I typed in where to find iron in Chrono Cross, and the first result was looking for iron.
Yeah, you bet. Some iron hard cocks.
You start rolling in iron when you do the next... oh wait, this says... I really want to upgrade my equipment, especially armor, but as far as I can tell, I need the iron material to forge anything new. I just recruited Glenn after returning to Termina from Guldove towards the start of the game. Is that where you're at?
No, I'm not even close to that. I guess I
Using
can't
the
get
not
it
saving kid option. When will enemies start dropping iron? This guy says you start rolling in iron when you do the next mandatory dungeon, although if you want some now, you can disassemble the Profiteer purse found underneath the stairs in Van's mansion, another Termina, and deck a few guys out now.
Alright, I guess I can't get it yet, is what they're saying.
That's what it sounds like.
I think that's after.
Every time I open a new tab, the previous tab, like, gets fucked.
I don't know what that means.
Like, I opened a new tab and went to GameFAQs, closed GameFAQs, and the Twitch stream had become just the homepage.
It's kind of gay.
That's super fucked and super weird.
I guess I'll just go back and keep grinding. That's all I can really do right now. I'll just do what I did before and get all the way to the,
Now I gotta fucking close out of Firefox and reopen it because nothing works correctly.
Everything sucks.
Everything is fucked. Everybody sucks. Why are computers so mysterious and stupid?
Well, you are using a netbook, right?
Don't know what the difference is.
Less RAM, less hard drive space, slower disk, slower
And that
CPU.
just means things like fuck up in totally obscure ways that make no sense.
That's just computers in general.
Your tabs are doing lazy load because it is under high load. When your laptop is under high load, it will unload tabs that are not actively being looked at.
Well, I guess you only have 2 gigs of RAM.
There you go. I came back to the Twitch chat just in time to catch that.
Well, shit. I'm surprised Firefox needs that much memory for 2 tabs. Then again, I guess Twitch probably uses a fuck ton of RAM because it's active and running.
Yeah, and I do have the actual, like, you know, I can see the game being played in there, so...
You better not charge me 100 gold again, you little cunt. Kill your whole family.
Chrono Cross basically a PS1 Chrono Trigger? No. It's not that similar.
That's why people hate it, because they're gay.
Yeah. 2 gigabytes of RAM. What the fuck are you using? A netbook.
It's an Asus UX305, I believe.
So Tom had been trying to sell me his laptop for a long time for $400, but I didn't want to buy it because I don't really use a laptop. And
I
then
forgot that I was giving you an amazing deal. I thought I bought it for $550. I bought it for $650. I looked today.
Oh.
You're gonna get like dumb discount.
Well, the bottom line is I don't use a laptop, so no matter what I paid for it, it wouldn't be worth it. So I was like, and like I thought I would, like I was trying to like test run it for a while, but after like almost 2 months, I never ended up using it outside the IM Games live streaming. So I was just like, this would obviously be a waste of money. And like the main reason I want to have a laptop is just so I can use the internet when I'm away from home in the rare instances I'm away from home. So then I was like, what if I just got a netbook? And then Tom was like, by the way, I have a netbook that I can sell you for like $100. And I was like, oh, well let me test run that one instead then. And here we are.
Fuck.
Learning that opening more than one tab is apparently a problem.
Oh, get fucked. I hate this part of the game so much.
Captain Wogelmuncher says, hey, can we take a moment to appreciate all the computer buffs in the world literally carrying the world on their backs? I definitely, every day I appreciate. I let Tom live in my house for free just because he's a computer buff.
Sad path I've chosen to follow. Take both of these guys out in one turn. God, that'd be a big cum. Can I dash and slash and one hit this guy? Damn it!
Peachy says, I feel like nowadays all I do is read manga since anime is either lazy or just a short advert for manga anyways instead of a full product. That's all you see nowadays. That is totally reasonable, my dude. My only problem with manga is that, like, it's just not the... Like, I like anime specifically as a medium. And so, like, the fact that anime is shit now just means I have nothing to watch. It's like, it just means that reality is now sad, you know? Like, reading manga won't cure that. It'll just be like, well, I'm reading a bunch of good manga, but I don't get anime, which is what I want, so... Firefox Quantum is just open source Chrome now since they switched to web extensions.
Yeah, sort of.
What the fuck do normies do for the entire day? Watch TV.
Yeah.
I interviewed a bunch of normies back when I was in high school about what they do, and everyone answered watch TV.
Terrifying.
I know, dude.
That's what my mom does all day, every day. Either that or goes to the bar with her friends and gets drunk.
These days, though, I think that like the later younger millennials and like early like older Zoomers mostly watch Netflix rather than
It's the same thing, really.
Yeah. They just have a little less patience for commercials.
Can't blame them. Damn, we didn't get any power-ups that much.
Get a Chromebook, Digi? I mean, would that be any better than this
Not
thing I'm holding?
particularly. Unless you spend more money and get like a decent Chromebook. Chromebooks have shit specs.
Paco Theme He Can says, if you get a Chromebook, I will break into your house to do you the favor of burning it for you.
Alright, well, this guy's not a fan of Chrome OS. Not that I can really blame him, it's kind of shit.
I hate Google, so I'd rather not.
Yeah. We're like a very anti-Google conglomerate at this point.
Yeah.
I try to use, I mean, I'm still using some Google services, but under duress at this point. Oh, that was good. That was good. That dash and slash is the fucking sickest animation. Makes me come every time. Power-ups go.
Funny
Damn
Bunny
it.
says, about config, then accessibility, block auto refresh, right click it and click toggle. No idea what he's talking about.
You can turn off the auto refresh in Firefox settings so it doesn't fuck your tabs.
Good to know.
Where do I want to go? What do I want to do?
What normie tier are people that unironically love TED Talks? Yeah,
Some TED Talks aren't shit.
I'm sure there's a few good ones. Considering there's like hundreds of them.
The new ones aren't that great. The older ones are actually intelligent. Now it's just a bunch of SJWs talking about feminism and shit.
Well, because like at first it was like an event when there was a TED Talk, and then it very rapidly became just like everybody gets a TED Talk.
Well, the thing is, like, if you watch a TEDx talk, that's an independently run TED event, and that's bullshit. If you watch an actual TED
they
event,
had TEDx talks at my college. Like every year, they would have somebody come on to a TEDx talk.
Right.
It's like
it's just like,
this
I
is
want to be
fucking
special too.
hogwash, yeah.
There's no barrier to entry there.
I think people, they have something interesting to say, have plenty of platforms to say it.
You're a normie if you watch TEDx talks and are impressed.
If you have to be introduced to an interesting concept by a TED Talk, you are a normie.
Holy shit, dude. Me May Think just blew my mind to pieces.
I'm ready.
He says, man, being a normie isn't even fun. Remember how the Columbine kids were pissed that they were left out of so many fun things? Imagine if they got what they wanted and realized how boring a normie life actually is. Dude, real talk, I think we could stop all school shootings this way. Just like sit down any kid who's like super lonely and hates everybody around and just be like, dude, you have to realize you are not missing out on anything.
I don't know if they'll believe you.
I think you could teach them. I mean, the fact that somebody would even come up to them and say something like that would be enough, I think. Like, most of these kids are in communities where nobody understands them in the slightest, you know?
I'm not powering up at all anymore. I think I might just, like, have hit max power. Fuck!
Tom, did you look into Copperhead OS?
Copperhead OS? I'm not aware.
It's Android minus botnet.
Why would I need that?
I have no idea.
I mean, that's good. I would like to not have the botnet in Android, but I use an iPhone, so... Wow, look how almost dead we are from these fucking rocks hitting us.
I mean, I'll tell you, this was most of these OS things are from No Thank You, and he's like a hardcore anarchist, so I think he's probably just like very,
look,
off the grid kind of thinker.
Get me fucking open source drivers for Article devices, and I will actively make the switch. I have a desktop that's just sitting around doing nothing right now. I'll install Mint XFCE back on it, and I'll fucking do the conversion.
Oh god, this hurts. Tazlespus says, my mom and brother literally watch cat videos on the TV in the living room. Rate my basic AF normie fucking family. I can't fucking take it.
God, I'm sorry. I'm unironically sorry about that. God, this area is fucking me so bad. These goddamn rocks.
The fuck did TED Talks even come from? Just a bunch of people with nothing to do with their speech degrees? In like 2008, like they started doing them. Like it's just like a university somewhere that does these talks, and like the first few were like these interesting tech things that were like all about futurism and like what was gonna come soon, and everybody thought it was like galaxy brain shit. And so they got a lot of views on YouTube, and so Ted was like, let's make literally this every weekend. And then it very rapidly became retarded.
As most things do.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I could just go somewhere else and not do this quest line.
I don't know, man. I watched this one TED Talk by some dude named Sam Hyde or something like that, and it was pretty good. Oh my god, no thank you. Says, unironically, school shootings are performance art. This may be my hottest take ever. I think I agree with you.
Oh god.
No, I completely agree with you. They are intended that way. They may not be felt as an art piece, but most of them are intended that way. They're staged that way for sure.
I can't.
I dig it. PG says, as much as I hate to quote R9K theories, some socially struggling people are really just failed normies and would fall in if they could and enjoy it. I totally agree with that.
That's going against your point though, like stopping all school shootings.
Yeah, but those people aren't the same people that would start a school shooting.
I don't know.
They don't have the
maybe some of them would be
chemical
though.
structure a normie would have.
Yeah.
Because a
Chemical
normie
structure.
would be okay with being a beta.
You think?
School shooters are not okay with like being that.
Yeah.
Like it's so like, and a lot of them are on like medication and stuff that like fucks with their brain. Like the Columbine shooters were on like anti-anxiety meds and stuff. Like all school shooters are on like meds.
Huh.
And like I really think that it is kind of performance artist and it's kind of this constructed idea. But I do think that like there's a lot of people who would be okay just being normies because they aren't beta, and then there's other people who just like aren't interested in that life.
Yeah. Jalen Harris gave us $1 with like 10 emojis spliced in between each 10 cents if you want to look at it. And said, Digi, how have you not collabed with YMS yet? I don't know. I feel like I could have at any time, but like what would we do? He doesn't really do, like, neither of us is really a collab guy. Like, neither of us has a whole lot of collabs. He probably has more than I do, honestly.
You both have to just defend degeneracy together.
That might be interesting. Digi, if anyone ever tells you that you should get into reading books, let me tell you as an English lit student, it's literally the same. For example, Hamlet isn't even deeper than a good anime, it's just that it was revolutionary at the time and it influenced culture so deeply that we take its influence for granted. I completely agree.
I agree too.
I already know this.
Shakespeare is...
This is why I'm so arguing that, like, you don't have to read books, because they're the same fucking shit.
I mean, it's important to read, but not to read books.
Yeah.
I mean, books, okay, books...
Consume ideas, but...
Consume ideas, but... the argument we were having initially that's spawning this idea is that
I don't think he's responding to me and you's argument. That was because this is something I've been arguing like all over the internet for a long time.
Well,
it's not just me and you's disagreement.
All right, because our disagreement was that a summary is just as good as reading a book.
Right.
And I disagree.
That is a better thing to disagree with.
It's the 80-20 rule in action for sure, but that 20% does amount to something if you read the actual book.
Digi, you might like the Pale Moon browser more than Firefox. Pale Moon is based on an older version of Firefox, but has been optimized to be faster than most browsers. Only downside is that most add-ons will not work. They have their own ad block, don't worry, extension. There are a few downsides, but I doubt they will affect you.
I was considering trying WaterFox, but I don't know much about it yet.
Maybe I'd like Pale Moon. Speed is all I really care about, and ad block.
Get Netscape Navigator.
Yes. Good time.
So, funny thing, you know ZeroNet, how we're hyping up the Web 3.0 thing?
Mm-hmm.
Did you find it funny how it's just literally the opposite of Net Zero from back in the day? Remember that shit? The $9.99 internet that was dial-up only, and it was like a big thing for a while. Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
I don't know. It was on TV all the time.
Watch Pokemon with YMS. I think he does those live with his like IRL friends.
I just realized there's no experience points in this game.
Aren't you both into horses, Digi? No. No.
Not in that way.
Not the same. I would totally do like a discussion about furries with him though. That was how I became a big fan of him in the first place. Was him just being such an unabashed furry. You should try to be a guest on YMS's podcast. I've never listened to his podcast because I don't want to have to listen to I Hate Everything.
He's on his podcast?
They have a show called the Sardana Cast where it's YMS, I Hate Everything, and Ralph the Movie Maker. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's alright. I watched your reaction to the Detective Pikachu movie trailer and it was so much fun and pain watching my Discord friends get hyped over it. This is my struggle because I have almost no IRL friends that can agree with me that movies/series like that are badly executed, no critical lens whatsoever. I feel you, dude. That's how I got into this business. It's feeling like nobody around me understood. Doesn't reading books help your writing in some way? I mean, if you're trying to write books, it's a good idea to write books. But, like, you know, if you read a light novel, it's obvious those motherfuckers have never read a book. They just watch anime and then try to write a book based on anime because they don't want to have to get into the anime industry. So... Hey Tom, Vim or Emacs? Let's start a fight in the chat.
I don't know anything about either of those, unfortunately. I had an eMac. It was my first computer, which I know is not the same thing.
I used WaterFox years ago and didn't notice any meaningful differences. Tom should collab with at YMS. Aren't you both gay?
I guess that's true.
Did you watch Thunderbolt Fantasy, the Gen Urobuchi puppet thing for those not in the know? I watched like half of it. Tom, you would probably like Thunderbolt Fantasy. You ever heard of that?
No, but it sounds cool already.
So Gen Urobuchi, who wrote Psycho-Pass, Madoka.
I know who the man is.
He made a show with this like Taiwanese puppeteering group. It's basically a tokusatsu show with puppets.
Oh, is this like there was a GIF of this floating around like a while back, right? I remember
Very
seeing that
likely.
in Coming in Ocean. So
I think you'd like it a lot. I think you'd be like, this is the most creative thing I've ever seen, and you would probably feel like, I wish I could make this myself.
When are we gonna watch fucking Heartstring Marionette so you can fucking blow your mind to shit?
Whenever you want, dude. You want to do a Tokocast on Heartstring Marionette?
I mean, fair.
Is it actually stop motion or is it
It's all 3D.
3D?
We Are the Strange hit stop motion in it. I'm fucking crushing these guys this time. Too bad this isn't the real boss. I'm gonna level up now, which means I can probably grind more after this and get more little buffs.
Silhar says, I now have no friends and that doesn't bother me at all. Doing my own isms is enough. Sometimes there are people around and it's nice, but it's not a necessity. Sounds great.
I used to be like really fine with being alone, and that's gone now, unfortunately.
Juki Rebuke says, I've won several writing competitions and have won awards on the state level in middle school and high school. Everyone thought I was reading novels, but I told the interviewers all I read is manga.
Get fucked.
Hell yeah.
Proud of you, man.
Thinking in images is the natural evolution of language. Mark my words, in 100 years, language will almost completely become hieroglyphic for any word that isn't an abstract concept.
I don't
I don't know about all that. I don't think most people could.
It used to be that way, and we've evolved past that.
Well, it's because most people can't like create images well enough.
It's not even that. That's not even. It's because the images aren't. They're too subjective in terms of meaning. I was like trying to sneeze and it didn't happen. So like with a word, it's so abstract it becomes there's only one way of discerning it, and that's why it's as efficient as it is.
Yeah.
Fuck, where the fuck was that?
That's why there's like 6 words for snow in Japanese or whatever.
Yeah. Are there? I thought it was just Yuki.
No, there's one, maybe it was some like Native American group in Canada, like the Inuits. They had like 6 or 7 different words for snow.
Yeah, because there's so
Sounds
much
about
snow.
right.
They have different kinds of snow have different words.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird.
There's a guy who I've long followed on Twitter named Thaliarchus. He used to run an anime blog called The Anime Anachronism, but he's a historical linguist. Like that's what his field of study is. And he once said, like, if you ever find a word in a historical document and you're not sure what it means, it probably means spear.
Great.
Ugh.
I use LastPass as my password manager instead of the browser's default one so that I can just use whichever browser I feel like.
I mean, that is a good idea.
WaterFox has little to no medications to Firefox. Right now it is just an old version of Firefox. The biggest problem people have with it is just that the developer has been able to backport security patches into the browser, and there's only so long that he can do that for, and there are probably security exploits in it right now.
Well, never mind then. I read some things about it that said it was good, but maybe that was from a while ago. I just use Firefox. It's fine.
This is my favorite thing about doing live streams is just like having people on hand just like dispense you facts about things, and then you just learn things and you don't have to look it up yourself.
Yeah. Good shit. Murder everyone. Kill all the ads. Get the XP. Even though there's no XP.
Silhar says, doesn't everyone not think in words? Like, if you're thinking about something more structured, it's always words for me too, but most thoughts aren't really put into words. 80% is just something my brain understands by itself, and I never put into words. Only if I stop to think about it do I ever use words when thinking. I think, like, almost entirely in words, so...
I think it depends on the person.
Yeah. It really depends on who you are.
It really depends for me if I'm like around people who are talking or not. Like, if I'm listening to something, I might not be actively thinking in like 3 different layers of language. I might just occasionally like think something and it might not even be in language, but like if I'm by myself, I think like 6 different books, like
When I stop talking out loud, my brain just keeps talking exactly as it was in my brain. Like, I literally have, like, I'm doing a podcast in my mind at all times, basically.
Yeah.
Which is why there's no rest for me. Mark is thinking of certain Inuit languages, but most of the words for snow are just descriptive combos, like wet snow or yellow snow, but just condensed to one word. I think that's what most words are.
Yep. The future is we're gonna be able to just think, and other people will psychically be able to pick up on our thoughts. But there will still be like mass misunderstanding. You know?
No, thank you says, if you can remember your passwords, they're not strong enough.
Agreed.
I use memorable past phrases.
I just like use a theme, like all vegetables, and then I like know which vegetables I would pick.
Right. No, thank you, since I literally think in melody half the time, and I've never found anyone else who does this.
It's pretty legit.
I think in melody when I'm not thinking about other things, so I guess that means sometimes.
I don't think in melody. I would love to. It sounds fantastic.
Very occasionally. That's how the song "When Will They Build the World I Want to Live In" came about. That I was just walking around for like half a day going, "When will they build the world I want to live in? This one's fucked, I'm bound to be the villain." I think that's probably true of like a lot of songwriters. Like some of my favorite musicians, just the sheer number of melodies that they come up with. Like there are some musicians who like they construct a song, like they write a chorus that has a strong melody because they randomly got inspired, and then they try to fill in the rest of the song. There's other songwriters where a song will have like 6 fucking melodies, like 3 different guitar melodies, 3 different choral melodies, and you really have to come away thinking like, for this guy to have made this entire album in the time he made it, he must just always be thinking about melodies. Like, that must just be his life. Like Jeff Rosenstock, who's a pop punk musician who I'm a big fan of. I was thinking about that with him, where I was like listening to one of his songs, there's so many fucking melodies in this song. Like, he must just think that way. Hey Mark, which books from Pause and Select's Anime Book Club are worth it?
Oh, I read one. Give me 1 second. I read 2 books from Pause and Select. One was good, one was not so good. Alright, Anime's Media Mix is good. By Mark Steinberg.
What is Key Pass? Apparently it just remembers all your passwords for you. You don't have to remember shit.
Yeah, that's the only one I could recommend reading. The other one I can't even find, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, we got a thing from a dude. Can't see it from here. Who gave us bits?
I'll get there, I'm close. Funny Bunny asked, do you use deleted link? Like, it's a deleted link. Or the default Windows 10. 2 better alternatives, light bulb and sunset screen. I assume he's asking if I use, what's it called?
Night mode?
Flux. He probably typed it as flu.x, and that's why it was a deleted link. Yeah, confirmed.
Okay. I'm bombing out of here and saving again. I'm not getting any more XP anymore.
What don't you like about IHE? His content is boring and indicative of the fact that we have accepted mediocrity. That's a line from one of my fucking freestyles. I hate everything, especially the YouTube channel. I hate everything. His content is boring and indicative, as said. Homestuck is genuinely too long. It could be far tighter. I mean, that's part of the point. Like I think that part of the appeal of Homestuck is that it is totally unchecked. I don't think it's too long. You can read it inside of like 2.5 weeks. It's not too long.
I don't know, it sounds too long to me.
Yeah, but like, you can read it and then never have to read it again, and you will have read one of the best things that there have ever been. Like, what else are you gonna do in those 2.5 weeks? You know?
Make a game.
Well, if you're making something, that's one thing. I have to shit really bad.
I mean, no one's stopping you.
Alright, I'm gonna go shit, and I'm gonna keep reading the chat while I shit. Unless you want it.
Not if it's been in there before.
It hasn't. Not yet. Do you want it?
Sure. Save it a few more precious days. Alright. This game is good. Tom just stuck on this part because he has an IQ of 40. Well, fuck this chat. Take it to the shitter. This game has its share of detractors because it's not like Chrono Trigger, and I guess Digi was saying that I guess the story implies that there was like not a happy ending for the characters from Trigger, and so people are butthurt about that. But it reviewed incredibly well. Like, it got 9s and 10s and everything at the time. It's a good game. It's just not like Chrono Trigger, and so Chrono Trigger fags don't like it because it's not Trigger. But if you're not a huge faggot, you can appreciate it for what it is and what it does differently. Funny Buddy, we haven't touched PeerTube yet. I'm kind of big. I'm on the ZeroNet train right now. I have my game up on ZeroNet. I'm trying to learn about it. I like ZeroNet because it's just compatible with web browsers. You just install ZeroNet and you can go to ZeroNet links on any browser, which is convenient. And then you can do a lot of the stuff for ZeroNet in browser. It's nice. It's nice, and it's designed incredibly well. The design is great. You're gonna get Digi banned if you drop slurs? What did I say? Tom, check out the YouTuber channel Node. It strikes me as exactly your shit. Link me in the Discord. I'll try to remember that, but I guarantee I will forget. So if you ever have something you want to show me, just link me in the Discord. I'm not Digi. I will check it, and I will see it and I will respond to it because I'm not bad at that. I need to save. I almost forgot to save. The whole reason I came back in the first place. Did I play Davu's game? Yes. I didn't beat it. I got halfway through. It's good, and I do like it. It's not exactly my kind of game, because it's very slow and methodical. But the writing's great, the art direction was really great, and I really liked it. And I'll probably finish it at some point. Yeah, it is released. Just go to thedavu.com, and there's an itch link there. Basically, it's kind of like, it's almost like, it's really hard to describe. It's presented like an old school RPG, kind of like Earthbound, but there's no combat or anything. The premise of the game is that there's these things called autonomous, and they're like mutated atoms. So you have to go into a house that's infected with these like fucked up atoms, and you have to examine every item in the house. It's like when you just, in an RPG, you talk to like, you examine just like environments and stuff. But that's the point of the game. You have to find all the hidden mutated items and clean them all up, because that's like your job in game, is you go in and like clean out these like mutated atoms. So it's about like good writing, and like the dialogue text for everything is like puns and jokes and stuff. It's good. It's good shit. Oh, that's Peachy. That's a slur at this point. That's sad. God. Twitch is so libcuck. What a shame. I don't know what all these symbols next to everyone's name is. There's a check mark and a star. Some people don't have them. I don't know what it means. I'm not saying people can't be offended by it. I'm just saying, like, it sucks that I have to live by their rules and not my own. Oh, okay. Slurs aren't real. I'm getting lectured for saying some shit.
Like what?
I can't say it because apparently it'll get us banned.
Oh. I fucking, while taking a shit, had the town theme from the town you were in stuck in my head. Then it occurred to me that I hadn't seen you make any progress in this game. And in fact, that I'm pretty sure I've been seeing this screen for like 45 minutes out of the 2 hours we've been playing.
Right, because I'm grinding to fight the boss. And I'm about to
Is
go
that
fight
all
him.
that's been happening?
Yeah, I'm about to fight him again right now, actually.
Holy Jesus, it's a lot of grinding.
Well, the problem is the way the leveling system in this game works is that there's no XP. Every battle you get small bumps, and then when you hit certain plot points in the game, you level up. So you can do that for a small amount of time, but eventually you hit a cap and you can't get any stronger. So I was doing that, and then I had to fight the mini boss. Then I leveled up. Then I could grind some more and gain a little bit more experience, quote unquote. Now I have to go fight the next boss, and I'll probably level up again. But unfortunately, I hit an encounter.
That is weird as fuck.
It's a very weird battle system.
I mean, I guess it's so that you can't overlevel.
Which is a shame, because that's like my MO in these games, is to overlevel and crush. But you can't do that in this game. Which is why I was looking for equipment, but I can't get iron, so I'm kinda strong-arming me here. Madden bomb these motherfuckers. Roasted.
Mad Out EX says, or Max D Out EX says, by the way, I should have the blank memory card tomorrow to copy free McBoot onto. Gonna figure it out. If there's anything else, I'm gonna send y'all.
Sick. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. I don't know if you saw that in the Discord, but apparently my PS2 is compatible with free McBoot, so we can run backups on there.
I did see this.
Which is dope.
I could potentially burn Tales of Destiny Director's Cut onto a disc and use Freeboot to play it on the PS2, even though it's a Japan-only game. I think
he said that it didn't work with
well,
other region games, but I don't know for sure.
I thought that was the whole point. I thought that was why it was brought up in the conversation.
I don't know. Fuck, which way do I go?
Well,
I think it's this way. No! Fuck! Oh, every time I fight a battle now, it's just like whittling away my resources for the actual boss.
he says it will work with other regions. You just can't use legit copies of anything.
Oh, okay.
You have to use burned copies of everything.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's fine. That's all I'd want to use anyway.
Someone getting offended at being called a faggot isn't SJWBS. It's just normal. Just like people getting offended at being called a nigger doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to say it, but it's totally unreasonable to expect people to be fine with it. This guy says. I disagree.
No, I agree. Like, you can not be fine with it. Just don't phone police me. And not you, I mean Twitch. Because I wasn't saying it as a slur. The context I said was trigger fags, talking about Chrono Trigger and how they're elitist. So, like, even contextually, there was nothing insulting about it.
Did you have a video request? Open Pokemon cards with May? That actually does sound fun.
That would be fun.
Did you win your Log Horizon video coming? As far as I know, in a couple days. Devu said he's like more than halfway done with it.
No. Alright, there's not going to be any rocks this time, because I already killed the guy with fucking rocks. Damn it, all the fucking hell.
Anyways, I do think it's reasonable to expect people to be offended from using those words, but do I think it's reasonable for them to get offended? Not necessarily. Like, why is that a reasonable behavior, really? You know?
Reasonable for them to get offended?
Yeah.
Because that's just their sensibilities. They have just as much right to be offended as I have to not be.
Oh, sure, they have right, but I don't think everything you have rights to feel is reasonable. People have the right to think that aspartam's going to give them cancer, but it's not reasonable.
Sure, if that's what you're arguing, then yeah, it's not... I suppose it's more reasonable than the aspartame thing, but it's on the same kind of like spectrum of Lamau.
Yeah.
I guess at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do about it. Shit's just dumb, and I went the wrong way again.
It's kind of like a phobia. Like, a phobia is an irrational fear. It's like, you don't know why you have it, and you hope other people will respect it, but, like, you know,
Oh boy,
it's not reasonable to have a phobia. Like, this is kind of the comparison I've always made, because I have phobias that, like, I will get triggered if I see the things that I have phobias of in the same exact way as somebody will get triggered from hearing a word they don't want to hear. Like, it'll put me on the back foot, and, like, I will feel wrong. I will feel fucked up and weird after seeing that thing. But because the things that I have phobias of are things that most of society would consider to be weird to have a phobia of, or, like, you know, that it would be considered unreasonable to ask people not to include that thing in their media just for my sake.
Right.
It's you know, it's kind of made me feel like, well, okay, like, you know, if that's unreasonable from my end, why is this unreasonable, you know? That, like, oh, I understand that it makes you feel bad, just like this other thing makes me feel bad, but, like, I've accepted that that's on me. So I want you to also accept some responsibility for your feelings, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree that it's a one-way street culturally, and it's weird. But, that's life. It's dumb. I missed so many hits. Oh, God. He would be dead. He would be dead.
Ms. 07 says, what the fuck, you implying aspartame isn't harmful yet? Yeah, it is. It's already been scientifically linked to damaging eyesight specifically. Send me a link, dude. Send me a link to some proof.
I mean, if it is, I will stop drinking immediately. I kind of depend on my eyes.
It obviously fucking isn't, because everyone drinks fucking aspartame constantly. Like, my dad would be blind by now. He's drank nothing but Diet Pepsi for fucking 40 years. Like... I also don't trust the phrase linked to, because again, everything is linked to cancer. You know, like, you can get it from basically anything.
Yeah.
Trigger implies reliving a traumatic experience, not listening to things that bother you a little. I didn't say that it didn't mean that. You can have traumatic experiences with things that you are phobic of. It's probably why you have a phobia.
Right.
Can you still argue Five Guys at once like you did single-handedly on your old podcast about spoilers back in your youth? To quote my lyrics of my songs, 7 billion of you fuckers couldn't take me all at once! Still believe it. I could take on literally as many people as you could throw at me. Max D out EX says, did you not watch the last episode of the PCP Stumble Reel? I don't think I was against everybody on the latest PCP, was I? I think I had a teammate or two. I don't really remember. Diet sodas are 0 calories, close enough, but they still cause a huge insulin spike because the insulin spike is triggered if you taste something sweet. Insulin spike causes fat production. Aspartame is not harmful and has 0 calories, but the insulin spike cancels out the weight loss effect of consuming less calorie. Basically, it is not unhealthy, but it is not as healthy as water. Well, nothing's as healthy as water.
True. We are probably going to lose again, unfortunately. This guy's just so much damage.
I also recommended a channel called Today I Found Out that has a video about Aspartame. A research science channel, kind of.
How is he still alive?
What do you think of H Bomber Guy? His videos are too long-winded, and I used to watch him, but then when I started dating May, I tried to show her one, and she thought he was too much of a cuck, so I stopped watching him.
You can watch whatever you want.
I think he's almost dead. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, fuck. Too bad kid died. I probably won't get any of the XP from it.
No thank you says, Digi back survive Digi versus everybody so I can spout my anti-natalist words in your ear and save person from being born into this hell earth. No thank you's been trying to argue that I shouldn't have a kid because having a kid is evil. No, I'm gonna do it. You cannot argue me out of that. You can't argue me out of the most, like, natural thought for a person to have. Everyone's going crazy over aspartame, but isn't Coke Zero mostly sweetened with sodium cyclamate? Well, we're drinking Pepsi Zero, and it definitely says aspartame as like the big thing. Carbonated water, caramel color, phosphoric acid, aspartame, potassium benzoate, caffeine, natural flavor, asulfame, potassium, citric acid, calcium disodium EDTA to protect flavor. Panax ginseng root extract, and phenylalanine. Caffeine content is 43 milligrams per 7.5 fluid ounce, which I assume is what this is. Where does it say the ounces? Yeah.
Well,
I assume the main difference between Zero and Diet is that Diet is almost zero and Zero is actually zero.
no, diet is 0.
I mean, it says, because they were saying earlier in the chat that they can legally they can say 0 if it's under like 5.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, but that's what I'm thinking is the difference.
So because Kid died, she didn't level up, and there's no way to catch her back up. She's always going to be permanently 1 level lower than everybody else.
That's kind of retarded.
Yeah.
Nothing is being cucked by instinct. Stop. Oh boy.
We're not even wrong.
I know you feel. I knew you'd agree. As soon as I said it, I knew. I like realized. Oh yeah, Tom's definitely gonna be on this guy's side. Fucking can't even. That's not how you convince people to not have kids, though, so I'm arguing a moralist standpoint. You think you're gonna get me on a moralist standpoint? Have you forgotten that I am Digi doesn't think of himself as a good person, bro? Digi doesn't think anyone is a good person, bro? No, Digi, Diet and Zero are both the same nutrition. Zero is just closer to the original taste. Diet is a light taste. So it just tastes more like Pepsi. I guess I can kind of see it. It tastes exactly like Diet Pepsi. Like, having drank Diet Pepsi earlier today and Zero now, it is like... Granted, Diet Pepsi and Pepsi are not hugely divergent from each other in the first place. So, like, if this is the middle ground, then it's like, okay, whatever. You know?
Yeah, we're really splitting hairs at this point.
I feel like Coke and Diet Coke are more different than Pepsi and Diet. Oh my god, the snow is happening.
No.
It's here.
Fuck.
Snow?
Oh boy. Oh boy. It has begun.
Oh my god.
Oh no, it's like serious.
Oh, no.
It has begun.
No.
Do you see it? Do you see that shit?
We're ready. We're ready for it.
I bet your car's already buried enough you'd have to fucking brush it off.
You would have to brush it off. There's no
Oh
way you
yeah.
have to brush it
Oh boy, there's already almost a fucking inch out there. It's fucking falling hard.
God is dead.
Oh boy!
off. You know,
Winter is coming! Because I saw it. I just like glanced over and saw the snow. A car was leaving and its headlights like illuminated it. So that's how I noticed. Oh boy! 6 months of solid winter. Welcome to the north.
I'm not happy.
King of the North. You know what I'm talking about. King of the North.
Of course I know.
That's the best thing about season 3 of Game of Thrones. It's just everyone randomly in the background. Like, every time somebody mentions, fucking, what's his name? Robb Stark. Somebody in the background will just be like, King of the North! People who like snow are the biggest cucks. Full agree. But the thing is that if you're from somewhere where it doesn't snow more than one day out of the year, snow is only good. Because it's like, you get out of school, it's fun to play with, it's unique, you know, you don't see it often. It's like, whoa, snow, what a magical day. We're gonna go outside and play with snowballs. But like, when you live in the north and it snows for most of the year, it's just like, oh, there goes the rest of my life. Like, oh, I guess it's time to hole up. I guess we're gonna turn on the heater and we're gonna bar the fucking windows and doors and fucking buy some extra blankets and have to wear boots everywhere we go and fucking scrape all the snow off the car and heat it up for 30 minutes before you drive anywhere and fucking be careful on the roads and try not to fucking die. Yeah, snow is terrible.
Every time I look outside, I just want to shoot myself.
Snow boys! You've got burns and the flu, dude.
Yeah, the same guy.
Oh.
I have no way of healing him right now.
It's really funny that you can get the flu in this game.
Yeah. It's just like from ice attacks.
I'm glad we've made it to a new environment. I've spent this whole stream like coming down from drunkenness. Today was a weird day for me.
Every day is a weird day at the Gecko Estate.
That's true. Today I after waking up, I was fed avocado toast and later some pizza grilled cheese. And then we started drinking because May had a podcast with Michelle, Nate's girlfriend, best guy ever's girlfriend, in case this is unclear for anybody watching, who also has a YouTube channel. I think it's just her name, Michelle.
Don't watch it. Just watch mine instead. Watch videos.
Mark, you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's called Mark Your Ass 101.
So, what's the name of Michelle's channel, though? Is it just her name?
Dude, Google it. Am I supposed to know?
How am I supposed to Google it if I don't know?
Michelle. I think it's Michelle Fox.
We need to kill Google it. It needs to be just search because Google is awful
Yeah.
and DuckDuckGo is better.
You
Yeah,
want Google to know what you're doing.
Oh no, this is Google.
Guess we'll change that
What's
shit.
going on?
Alright, I'm going in. No, I'm not going in. I'm exploring the rest of the premises.
Apparently there's an actress with the same name.
Are you sure it's not just the same person? I wouldn't put it past her at this
Yeah,
point.
she is an actress. She is an actress.
Okay, yeah, it is just her name. Michelle Tobin. Tobin. She's got like 6 videos. A couple of them have Nate in them. I didn't even know that. In fact, like half of them. But, yeah, she makes fucking strange videos. Oh, great. The fucking thing timed out again or whatever the fuck. The other tab.
Oh my god, a save point. There is a god after
But,
all.
anyways, so Michelle randomly last night says to May, hey, let's do a podcast about boys. She's like, okay. So of course both of them, being socially awkward as they are, decided to get drunk before this happens. So May and I spend the whole morning drinking mimosas and in preparation, and we're both like, you know, we're a little good by the time the show starts. And so I spend about 2 hours just sitting in the office listening to half of a podcast. Because, you know, May's wearing headphones. And, like, at first I was going to do things on the laptop, but it was actually really funny and interesting to just listen to even May's half of it. So I just sat there and listened to half of the podcast for about 2 hours. While getting progressively more shit-faced, drinking, mimosas and a very powerful vodka pink lemonade.
Yeah, that shit fucked me up.
I just used the rest of the vodka, and it was like 3.5 shots a glass. Yeah, we burned through all the vodka.
What did I do?
It was probably like 3 shots a glass, but yeah, it was a very vodka full drink. Oh, you're not even done with yours.
Pretty much.
I finished mine like a half an hour ago,
I just
but
like had a little bit.
it was so strong, it was hard to drink.
I was getting like my.
But yeah, like that ended like right before this stream. So then I just came up here like sloshed. It was, what is happening right now? What is this
I'm
game?
doing a mini game where I'm feeding dragons. They said if I do it 100 times, I get a legendary item.
Is there any like rules? Or are you just
I'm just mashing on buttons hoping I don't fuck up.
What the hell is happening?
I don't know. I'm picking up food and I'm giving it to them when they roar. But I don't feel like actually trying, so I'm just kind of mashing back and forth. And
But it doesn't seem like you need to try. What the? There's no rules.
They're turning red. I'm assuming that means they're gonna like die or something. I don't know. I'm probably fucking up somehow. Oh god.
It's really funny because you can see where the 1, 2, 3 is. You can see which ones are the most red.
Oh, fucked up.
What are the rules?
I don't know. I guess I should ask. I didn't ask. What do
I do? There you go.
First, go to the leftmost feed station. Press X button to get dragon feed. You can hold up to 3 servings. Next, use the directional button to move to a hungry dragon. Press X to feed it. When you run out of feed, go back to replace your stock. Right, that all made sense. Keep repeating the whole process, and remember, the dragons will only eat when they want to. If you fail, you'll end up feed the same dragon 4 times. Oh, you'll fail if you fail. Okay. Well, I guess I have to successfully do it. I did 40 easy that time, so I guess I can do 40 again. But I want my legendary item.
Are you once again just button mashing and not even trying to understand it?
Doesn't matter. This D-pad is not very good, which makes this whole thing much more difficult than it should be.
People are saying they want to hear this podcast. Where's it going to be?
Don't worry, I'll put it on Twitter. I'll put it on I Am Games. It'll be all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I assume it'll be on Michelle's channel.
Michelle is editing it, so I don't expect that shit to come out for a while, because I saw her Sea Monkeys video, and that shit was like a month old.
I don't know, maybe it'll come out like today. Maybe she'll edit that shit right away.
You know,
maybe there just won't be any editing.
How did it go?
How did it go?
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, May's half was hilarious. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was laughing a whole lot.
That shit. You gotta ask her, but
Yeah.
it was exactly as good as you'd imagine.
What is the podcast called? I believe it will be called the Cockcast.
That was the, you know.
That was
the
May's
intended
suggestion.
name.
Yeah. People like ask me like, where is this podcast? It literally was recorded
really
right before this started. It was recorded. It was not out yet.
Yeah.
Mark, tell May to link the podcast on Twitter. She will. She will.
You will see it when it comes out.
Gonna go back to the man.
Holy fuck, the Cockcast sounds dope. We are deeply thirst for the Cockcast.
You should be. Do you think it was funny from the happy?
Digi, admit you are a little biased on this opinion. Kakona? Kakona? K-K-O-N-A?
KK-ona.
Kaon?
KK-ona. You know?
What the fuck is he talking about?
You're biased.
Is he trying to say I'm biased about the podcast? Why? Why would I be biased about it? I am a fucking asshole. I don't know if you all somehow think that I'm I mean, if I'm biased towards thinking that May is funny, it's only as much as I am biased towards
It's
liking
Stockholm
anything I
syndrome.
like.
It's like hippo liking the weather in England.
You have Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
But wouldn't I have developed that, like, I wouldn't be with May if I didn't appreciate her sensibilities. Ergo, it just means that it fits within my taste. Like, you could be biased, like, you could say, oh, you're biased towards this thing because you grew up with it. Well, like, yeah, no shit. That's how everyone develops their taste, right? Like, so, if I already to say that, like, oh, you're biased because you like this person, it's like, yeah, no shit. I'm biased towards everything I like. That's what it means to like something, you know? is that it suits your pre-established taste. It is a flavor that suits your taste buds. So, in as much as I like anything, I enjoyed this podcast. It was fucking hilarious. I could not hear Michelle's have.
Dog shit. It'll be a bad podcast.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It'll be as bad as you hope.
Apparently the CHRONO was supposed to be a Twitch emote, but they did it wrong.
Right.
OMG Digi, you are supposed to hate your girlfriend and yourself, obviously. Makes sense. I recently finished Hunter x Hunter 2011. Should I pick up the manga? I don't know, I've never read it.
No.
I hope you do open Pokemon cards together. I mean, it sounds like a good... Do you want to do that? Do you want to get some Pokemon cards and open them? People seem to think it would be fun. I don't know. Do you want to do it, Mark? Do you think it would be fun?
I don't know. Are there good Pokemon cards out?
I have no idea.
Oh my god, this is so infuriating. These controls are so bad. Okay, I guess we're doing this again.
Did you let me rap battle you on having kids?
I'm down for this.
Yo, I like to participate in the things that feel obvious to me. Like, what are you talking about? Jalen asks, meant to ask this earlier, but where's the face cam?
It's not working.
It just didn't work.
It's one of those things. Every now and then the camera
started-
just like doesn't turn on, and you just have to put it. Even though it's constantly plugged in, sometimes the battery just drains.
Yeah.
And so I have to plug it into the wall for a couple hours before it decides to turn the fuck back on again.
It just didn't work.
It's just really retarded.
It just didn't work. Harusaro asks, should I break up with my boyfriend?
Yeah, if you're asking that, you should.
There you go.
You have to ask. You're at home.
I didn't really go the direction I was expecting.
I mean, I was just gonna ask for context, but I mean, when you put it like that, yeah.
I don't know, man. Like,
If you're thinking about it, then probably.
if you're thinking about it at all, you should.
Yeah. Harusaro says, thanks, Mark.
You're welcome. I'll date you instead. Online. So we won't have to see each other.
Funny Buddy says, last year, Yu-Gi-Oh! Card opening videos and gambling videos were getting promoted the most on YouTube. Just have a title like, using all my money on Pokemon, boy.
Probably would work.
You gotta tell
How many card packs do we have to
you gotta
open
tell
for it to be a
Victor
satisfying
get in on
video?
this. Tell Victor.
Didn't Vic and Hope do one of those? Didn't they do a card opening video or something? They did something to that
Opening
effect.
cards with our feet, ASMR.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's some high level shit right there. Please, oh my god.
You know what I'll do? I'll make a video called
I'm
like
too dumb to solve this 2-switch
opening so many fucking Pokemon cards, but we'll just get like one pack each and we'll just rant about every single card for like 10 minutes, so the video will be super long and people will assume that it's like an assload of cards.
You gotta get a starter pack so you know exactly what's going to be in the packet already and just act really surprised every time.
Was that a Mark Brain Blast, or is that already a thing? I think that was a Mark Brain Blast. I don't think there's any opening with your feet ASMR Pokemon videos. No, thank you says... Sorry,
I was gonna say that's an untapped market you gotta get on, like,
oh,
stat.
yeah. No, thank you has said several times, I think doing Melon's Let's Argue, but with anime would be successful. Are you familiar with, The Needle Drop has a show called Let's Argue, where he just, like, once a week or so puts out a tweet and it's just, like, share with me your controversial music opinions, and then he just, like, reads through them and responds on a show. It probably would be successful with anime, but, like, I mean... You know what? I'm gonna do it. You're right. You're just right. There's no reason not to do that. It's an amazing idea. It would be extremely successful. It would be easy. There's
for IM games. With games
there's
as well.
no fucking reason I should not do that at all. I could do it with IM games, but I won't understand a lot of the questions, unfortunately. With anime, I will definitely understand them. At least enough to make a video. Open 100 packs with your dick. Instant million views.
Every time there's like a new set of Pokemon, we could review the artwork on them.
Yeah, we could do that. We could review artwork on Pokemon.
Every single set that comes out.
We could do that without actually buying the cards.
Yeah.
We can just go online and review the designs. Not a bad idea. Open a few packs with your ass. Crack some packs with your ass. Oh boy. The anime man already stole that idea. Well, the anime man doesn't know shit.
Open them with your mind.
I don't think he meant the packs with your ass. I think he meant the let's argue about anime. Open 100 packs and talk about each card for 30 minutes and make a 50-hour video.
No.
Open 100 Pokemon cards in your mind.
Yeah.
Yo, I hear that. Zoit No just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Hell yeah, that's a brand new subscribe, not a repeat subscribe.
I'm about that. The army grows.
Oh, you actually moved the
Money.
I think soon actually.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
much money do you think you're gonna get? Like $40?
I think we'll get like $400.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know if they send you everything that's in your wallet at the time or just however much you had made at the end of the period when they decided to send it. But it's supposed to be like 21 days after the end of a month when you had at least $100 in your thing. And we definitely had over $100 in our thing by the end of October. So we should get it soon.
Yeah. That'll be a nice bonus.
Hey. You want to know how much we've made in total?
Yeah.
Alright. I gotta...
Even including the money that you got on PayPal, because you made a lot of money on PayPal too.
We only made like $25 on PayPal.
No. $25 a piece, right?
Didn't only 2 people donate on
I remember there was
PayPal?
one night you made like a lot.
I thought we just made like $25 and... Well, anyway, through Twitch, our total revenue from August 1st until now, none of which we have yet collected. You ready for this, Tom? What's your estimate? Total revenue?
$458.72.
Maybe for you.
Well,
$794.63.
damn. I'm about that.
I'm about that too. So...
It's like almost having a job. Oh.
Except that's since August 1st, so it's not quite having a job.
It's having a job in
It's
this
like
economy.
working part of a part-time job.
It's about how much I would show up for a part-time job. And they didn't fire me for some reason.
Yeah, that's fun. You guys can buy like 10 games.
I am
With
games.
tax included, with the fun tax.
Oh. Well, that was unfortunate. Fucking mimics.
Thereabouts. Thereabouts.
You gotta make a TV show that's like The Apprentice, but it's like the YouTuber.
Wait, is Tom making progressive right now? And then star progress. He meant to say progress. Tom has been making progress for like 25 minutes now. Straight up. He's in a totally different place from where he was before.
I'm not bad at games. Fuck.
Guys, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe free to your favorite Twitch streamer. And remember, Twitch doesn't auto-renew the sub, so you have to manually resub every month, says SonX96. I actually have Amazon Prime, weirdly. I don't know when I signed up for it or why. I'm definitely not using it enough to justify it. But I think
Use your
I'm on
Twitch
the...
Prime sub to sub to us.
I think I probably can.
I'm just saying.
Whoa, we just got another subscriber. I hear it. I hear the fucking Exia. That's EXCIYA. Exia. Just subscribe
I'm
to Twitch
excited
Prime.
about Exia
Hell
giving
yeah.
us money!
I am excited.
That didn't work as well.
He said thanks for reminding me.
Hell yeah.
Joe says, I fucking found out about this like a week ago. Well, dude.
Welcome to the cult.
Yeah.
Join the Discord, get involved.
The funny thing about having an audience is that when you're a content creator, your mind is always on whatever you're working on right now. And you just kind of have the mindset that your audience is also there. But, like, you spend all your time thinking about this thing. They spend the 5 minutes that it's released thinking about it, and or not at all. You can have people who are like, oh yeah, I'm a big fan of X YouTube creator, but they haven't watched you in months because they just don't keep up with everything you do, especially when you do a lot. And so it's really funny how you can be doing something like live streaming 3 times a week for over 2 hours at each time, and talking about it at the end of every single video you make for 2 months, and still have people who consider themselves hardcore fans who have no idea it's happening, who would have been interested, they just weren't watching your videos, or didn't watch the particular videos because they weren't of interest to them, but this would have been.
It's a struggle.
It's constantly like that. Constantly like that. Exia says, we talked on Discord before, idiots. To us. So,
What
cool.
does that mean?
I don't know.
Bacchus.
I was making a pun about the name. I wasn't implying that we've never talked before.
You fucking Bacchus don't even know who your subscribers are.
Well, I am a Baka Gaijin, for
It's
sure.
all good.
Not all of us have that big dick and Asian energy like you, Mark.
It's okay.
Big dick
Joro
and
says,
a
I
big
have been
brain.
here since day one. How dare you, sir?
Have you been a subscriber since day one?
Well, why did you say I fucking found out about this like a week ago if you have been here since day one? What were you talking about? Oh, I think he's talking about the Twitch Prime thing. that he found out you could subscribe through Twitch Prime like we did. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Didn't make me any less interested in going on that rant though. Because it is very important to my life. Like, I put out a Patreon update this morning where I was talking about, like, ideas for reformatting my Patreon. And I was like, yeah, you know, it's, like, pretty pointless for me to have a tier where there's, like, live streams, like, Patreon exclusive live streams, considering our live stream 3 times a week now, and you could ask me anything. And, of course, there was at least one comment that was like, what are these 3 times a week live streams? I'm just like, yeah.
Happens.
That happens.
I think you can recruit Glenn at some point here.
Sonic says, I have the privilege of having the most viewed clip on this and Bound Ben's Twitch channel. I think our most viewed clip is the That's a Major Go, Man. Unless something else took its place. Zoikno says, since we are on the topic of calling fans, I've been following you since the live pub crawl days. Guess you forgot about that? Lol. I definitely recognize the name Zoikno. I wouldn't possibly remember where I had seen anyone's name on the internet, especially an obscure place like Pub Crawl Live Chat. Tom wants to transhumanism but hasn't even seen Lane, so he's clearly a poser. It's about having a separate self in the internet, sort of. Shh, spoilers. I don't think Tom would want to be in the internet so much as have his, like... Tom's more of a Deus Ex kind of guy.
Yeah, I want swords in my robot arms.
Yeah. Tom wants to have, like, cool sunglasses on at all times. That's what he wants.
Dude, that'd be so sick. I'd be Adam Jensen, straight up.
Adam Jensen looks like you if you were who you wish you were.
That's not even an exaggeration. Like, if I could just, like, put my physical form in a character generator, it just would be Adam Jensen. What do I do? Dude, it's so hard to click on things because for some reason the analog doesn't work on this. So I have to move with the D-pad, and I'm constantly spinning in weird directions when I want to just face something and talk to a character. It just sends me in different directions. It's infuriating.
We want to talk about weird, infuriating, difficult bullshit. So, after Tales of Phantasia, the next game in the series is Tales of Destiny. Tales of Destiny was released on the PlayStation, and it came to America. However, the Tales of Destiny game came out before the Tales of Phantasia remake on PS1, which is what I played. So it's actually worse than Tales of Phantasia, because they changed a lot of things in between the two games. But they ported Tales of Destiny, or they remade it rather, for the PS2, and then remade it again like a year later, because all the Tales games have like 3 versions minimum. Tales of Destiny Director's Cut is considered the best version of the game. So the PS2 versions are, like, they look completely fucking different from the PS1 version. Like, they totally overhauled it. It's a whole different game, whole different graphical style, whole different battle system. Like, basically, it's Tales of Destiny only in the plot and structure, you know?
Gotcha.
However, they never brought the PS2 version to America, and the translation effort for it shut down this year because Namco announced that they were going to start localizing more of the Tales games, and therefore Absolute Zero, the guys who were translating the Tales games, were just like, oh, they're doing that? Oh, we're done. They're just like, oh, fuck it, I don't want to fucking do this anymore, you know?
All that work for nothing.
So Tales of Destiny Director's Cut has no English translation. However, in my research on, like, which version should you play, people were like, oh, well, you could play the PS1 version, which is, like, the worst Tales game, or you could play Director's Cut, which is, like, the best Tales game. So I'm like, alright. So there is full translations of the script of Director's Cut online, of, like, the cutscenes, which is not of the game itself. It was also really difficult to find an actual download of the game itself, a ROM of it. So, I did, and I played about 25 minutes of Tales of Destiny Director's Cut in Japanese. And it's, you know, it's like, wow, this sure seems like it would be a fun game. I don't know what the fuck's happening. It's all in Japanese. But, like, when you read people online who care about this shit, like, they're just, like, straight up, like, oh, yeah, I mean, like, obviously you should just play it in Japanese. And, like, there's one person I found on a forum where someone was like, so, whenever it plays an FMV sequence, it freezes the game, and I have to reload it. Is there any way for me to, like, make them watchable? And someone was like, well, you can enable this feature called, WMV or whatever, skip, where it'll just skip over all FMV sequences. And he was like, well, is there a way for me to watch them? And the guy was like, you can just watch them on YouTube. And I was just like, this is the attitude of people, like, people who are into playing, like, Japanese games that aren't available in English are just like, yeah, like, get used to it, buddy. Like, you're not gonna get to play, like, there's no convenience here. If there was convenience, there would be a patch. You just gotta play the shit that, you just gotta get used to not understanding what's happening. Just fucking deal with it, dude. We dealt with it, you can deal with it. And it's like, man, you have to really give a shit in order to want to do this, but I'm doing it because I want to be that guy.
Well then. I want to talk to this character.
Everyone's like, just learn Japanese.
She's telling me to shut up. What a bitch.
The funny thing is that anytime that, like, there's a fully voiced sequence and I actually listen to the voicing, I can perfectly understand what's happening. Like, I know enough Japanese. It's all anime dialogue, so, like, it's very easy to understand audibly, but, like, I just can't read the shit. I can understand just enough of the hiragana to make it through the menus and, like, generally get a sense of what the hell's going on. And, like, because it's a video game and there's lots of visual feedback, it's not that unclear. Like, if I pick up gold, there's, like, a sound effect of change entering a wallet and it says 100 something. So I know that I'm picking up gold, you know, but, like, it's very surreal. Volbeats asks, how sure are we that Chrono Cross is games?
Isn't it self-evident?
How have you been feeling about this game?
I love this game. I've always loved this game. I always will love this game. This is great.
Good to know.
Digibro just subscribed.
Whoa, Digibro just subscribed with Twitch Prime.
Holy
It's
shit.
just Digibro with 2 eyes in the Digibro.
It's pretty impressive.
Amazing. Digi, post a link to that full translation into the Discord. Literally just Google it. Just Google Tales of Destiny Director's Cut script translation and you will get it right away. I used to use Camera Translator to play Maso Kishin, a great game, but would not do it again. That I literally saw some, like, on the Tales of Reddit, there was a guy being like, is there any way I could play this and understand it? And someone was like, oh yeah, just use Camera Translate in Google Translator and, like, you can make it through most of it. I was just like, there's no way any game is worth that. Like, that's so much.
I guess it is for some people.
I mean, the guy who said this, that he did it, is named Autistic Bidan, so I'm just saying. Just saying.
Well, you know, life imitates art.
Shout out to Autistic Bidan. Been around for a long time.
Ushering in the next generation of human.
Yeah. No, thank you says life becomes much better if you treat your boss like a video game boss and just kill them.
I kind of agree.
Hey dude, when are you gonna make the Shinsekai Yori video? I assume you're memeing me, CM398, because I did. If you legitimately don't know, It's been out for like 2 months. Came out at the end of August. It's called I Am Memeing You. I was replying to the fake account. Okay. Oh, okay. He added the G, bro.
Whoa, look at this thing. Look at this door. The door. It's called a portalgeist.
Portal, guys?
Because it's a door.
How much longer are we gonna do this for? We've been going for almost 3 hours.
Have we?
Yeah.
Then we can stop whenever you fucking want.
Well, I don't know when a save point is or anything.
I can go back downstairs to a save point after this and just fucking...
Yeah, we should probably wrap it up before too long because I have to get some kind of work done today. Maybe I don't. Is there any way to watch your Fooly Cooly video that got taken down? I didn't get to see it. It's back up, my dude. It is back up. You can go watch it now.
Did you hear what happened with BitChute today or yesterday?
No, am I gonna be sad?
PayPal pulled support from BitChute, so you can no longer get paid for anything on BitChute.
I thought they had already done that.
They did that a couple days ago.
Well,
they did that to Gab like a couple weeks ago. Now they did it to BitChute as well.
I know that Stripe had pulled from BitChute a while back.
Dude, that was like a big warning sign.
Yeah.
The business in our guy.
I didn't even know that BitChute had monetization though. Like, I don't know how you do it exactly.
It's just like all these companies are in cahoots to like crush competition, and it makes me want to go to launch the decentralized future where this can't happen anymore. Download ZeroNet now.
I mean, BitChute should be fucking funded by Bitcoin anyway.
It should. Wow, this door is more HP than I expected.
Zoikno says, I rented Red Dead 2 and OMG, the gameplay wise is even worse than Red Dead 1. The worst, they made riding your horse to each area like 10 plus minutes long.
Well, that sounds like actual hell.
Sonic says, Red Dead Redemption 2 is the most disappointing thing since my son.
I know that feel. Kill the door. The door spawns more enemies. I guess it makes sense. It's a portal, guys.
Digi, what if your kid is a normie? He'll probably be happy. Like, I don't know if people think I don't want my kid to be a normie. Like, if he's a normie, more power to him. What I really hope is that my kid will be like Casey Neistat's kid, where he just seems to be like an impervious wall of perfection.
That would be nice. I'd like to be that. Missed the boat on that pretty hardcore though. Shit. Don't do the
Casey Neistat's kid just seems to be like, because Casey took him so many places and taught him so many things from such a young age, he's just like way like worldly beyond his years and never gets stressed out about anything and is just like capable of doing anything. And he just seems like a fucking like a genius, but also the ultimate Chad. And it's just like, this is what humans were meant to be like. It's
pretty sick.
Is his fucking son that he had when he was like 17. Casey Neistat never sees his kid and is a deadbeat dad. I mean, his kid's in fucking college. You're not supposed to see your kid when he's in college. Fooly Cooly video is back up, but for some reason it doesn't show up in the video list on your channel, at least for me. I only saw it in my suggestions because I watched it like 6 times before it got taken down. Yeah, it's sometimes it shows up in the feed and sometimes it doesn't, from what I've seen. I don't fucking understand it at all. Lately, when I get my videos back from a long time, it seems like YouTube is not interested in like continuing to promote it, even if it did come back. So
it's almost like YouTube's bad or something.
I mean, it's been this way the whole time. Like, I just expect this. Like, whenever I see like YouTubers getting like all riled up and indignant about YouTube, I'm just like, I've been dealing with this since 2013. Like, it's been this way. It's never been different for me. It's always been ass. Oh, are we quitting?
We're done.
All right, everybody.
Be the games you want to see.
Be the games you want to see.
Be the people we want to see in the Discord and subscribe.
I am Games. signing out.